Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Uh, whatever. Whatever. Fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight into video. Fuck this slop. Alright. Let's see. You know, some Asmongold stuff here. What do we got? Mm, 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 mm. Fallout 1 video? What's up, Shang? How you doing? How long is it? I'm not watching something like 30 minutes. If it's like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. Mm, 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 at least not right now. 24? Nah. No. No. I'll put it in the queue for later, but I'm not going to be streaming, too late tonight because it's already 12:30 here. And some stuff I wanted to watch. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Asmongold wants Assad banned off Twitch.
Twitch wants to say that they care about free speech, and they're going to let him say that. That's fine. But
Mankicks, what's up? What's new with you? What's up? How you doing? Welcome in. Nothing much. Just doing a quick and dirty stream. My OBS is acting up. I can't use certain scenes unless, like, I'll click something and everything crashes. My kick chat isn't working with fucking Restream. It's just a fucking mess, so I'm just kind of just taking it easy. I'm just going to play a couple of videos and play some fucking Fallout 76 and hang out. Tech Nightmare. Yeah, I want to just wipe this thing clean. I think I'm going to have to do that at some point. I just don't want to install everything again. Oh my god. But I definitely need it. I don't know why though. I mean, this computer is only like a few years old. This should be, and I don't beat the shit out of this computer. I have plenty of fucking disk space, plenty of memory. I just don't know what's going on lately. So yeah, the tech demons are out to get me. Excuse me. So yeah. It doesn't mean we can't have fun, but it's probably going to be, a quick and dirty type stream. Okay. All right. This is Asmongold wants Hassan banned off Twitch. Let's check this out. Linux nerd mostly use declarative Nixos. Most everything lives in a config file. Yeah, the only what was I using? Well, I was using Linux for a class I was taking. It was like network security classes, and we were doing all kinds of like weird Linux shit. What was the version of Linux though that we were using? I forget what it was called. But yeah, no, I'm just a fucking Windows rat. I don't have enough time. I do enough technical stuff on my job that when I come to my computer, I'm just like, turn it on, play my game, turn it off, turn it on, play my game, turn it off, Oh yeah, they definitely were. Well, it was like a semester class. Yeah, it was definitely quick and dirty. It was very, it was 101 kind of stuff. It was like, you know, um, running, IP addresses and finding things in fucking emails with I forget what's that fucking program called that can like fucking parse through an email and get like some meta information. I don't know. I don't remember. It was many semesters ago, but we used Linux to do it. WebShark, I think it was maybe something like that. WebShark, I forget. Something Shark. Wireshark. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, we were using that. I don't know, a couple other things. I mean, you could probably guesstimate what we were learning based on just knowing that that's what I was using. That was one thing we were using. We were using other things too, but the network stuff is just not my bag. I don't give a shit about network stuff. I like very layman programming, and I personally work with enterprise resource planning platforms for my job. So things like SAP, Workday, ServiceNow, things like that. We basically use all that kind of stuff with my job. So that's what I do like during the day. So like the last thing I want to do is a whole bunch of fucking computer shit up at night when I'm just trying to play a game and stream for a couple hours. Email generically is encrypted either of the protocol. Yeah, exactly. Everything service based and it's a plague. Yeah, exactly. Everything we use is service based. We use Atlassian. We use Atlassian for Jira. We use ServiceNow. We use SAP. We use Click. I don't know. We use a bunch of stuff, but anyways, like I said, I mean, this is it's Wednesday. It's just a quick, dirty stream. We're just gonna watch some videos, get mad, yell at each other, and then and then go our separate ways after an hour or two. Nothing crazy. Maybe this weekend we'll do like some 5-6 hour streams and watch a bunch of stuff, but tonight it's just like yeah, just quick and dirty. I don't know. This is, I don't know, Hassan reacting to Asmongold thinking he should be banned. Sounds right up my alley. Sounds like fucking pure internet slop. Service so convenient? Yeah, exactly. Oh, I mean, yeah. Like a lot of the services we use are like super customizable too, especially like Atlassian and ServiceNow. SAP is too, but we try to not customize it as much as possible. We want to kind of stick to the product. So it's just to have someone else to blame. Yeah. Yeah.
Twitch wants to say that they care about free speech and they're going to let him say that. That's fine. But I want to be able to do a number of other things too myself.
Oh, like what? Like what, dude? Like what? What do you want to do? What are you
Say the N-word? Is that what you want to do?
crazy? Supporting what's happening today? What? I just started, bro. I just started. What is happening? You're a sick, sad human being, dude. How does it feel supporting today? You're a sick, sad human being today. Fox News watchers in the chat. Oh, Asmon's trying to get me banned. Asmongold is telling people to tell Amazon to get me banned. I don't believe that. Asmon is directly calling for your ban at the moment. Asmon just said enough is enough. You need to get banned. Sure, bud. Like 60 seconds ago. The title is true. They're showing the limits of the dome. Yeah, by the way, this is literally, this was the initial, I think this was one of the initial arguments that I got straight out of, like, is a title that I summarized straight off of CNN. Debate Asmon? Oh, I would love to. I don't think he would want to. I think it would be fair if he's calling for my ban. I think it'd be inappropriate if he was running away from having a conversation. I didn't even call for his ban when he was saying that Palestinians are... Yeah, Asmongold loves talking about me. He hates talking to me lately. It's just kind of... He moves in a very different way lately. Wonder why. He says he won't talk to you because you will lie like you did with Ethan. Oh, that's so made. Then call out what I'm lying about. That's crazy. That's so pathetic. Trying to demand. Are you wait, what is it? Admin literally said the Palestinians have an inferior culture and he didn't get permit and he absolutely should have because this vile racism. Oh, the other side of that is I didn't even demand that he get banned, by the way. No. That's like for Mr.
I don't know. I'm not sure, man. Kicks. Maybe XN or Shang might know. Not sure about that. I'm kind of new to this whole Hassan lore too, so.
Free speech to be chirping this way is so funny.
About, like, for example, the what do you call it? Like that tier list. I think that's a good example. You did say it? Yeah. No. Okay. No. Oh, you're talking about like talking to me. I thought you were talking about the Houthi thing. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good example.
I wrote, hey, bud, if you want to talk, I'm free in his chat.
You already said he was lying? Yeah. I mean, to Ethan? Yeah, he did. Like, for example, the
he
I
did.
think the Arab tier list was very obviously a lie. I think you're just trying to misrepresent things. But yeah, he's calling you Mr.
he used to be Mr. Reasonable. Remember? Mr. Reasonable.
On Twitch. There's a terms of service for the website. He knows that.
Yeah. I mean, he could keep chirping all day, every day. You are expressing material support for a organization. It's so obvious. I have no intention to talk about anybody. It's insane. I'm expressing material support to a organization. Material support. Talk to me. I will be infinitely more charitable to Asmon than he has been to me so far. If he's like demanding that I get banned, he's going to demand I get banned. It's going to go on livestream fail. Livestream fail is going to pump it up. And then Twitch is going to be like, oh my God, we're so scared. Yeah. If anything, I offer material support to the nation state of Israel as it's conducting a genocide because I'm a goddamn tax-paying American. Asmon admitted that you didn't lie, however, claims you broke the terms of service of Twitch. Anyway, I'm a free speech guy, but we got to ban this Hassan guy. He's bad.
And so anyway, and I'll call you. I'm not going to talk, like, why would I talk to Hassan so he can lie and make up a bunch of bullshit? Like he.
What would I lie and make up a bunch of bullshit about Asmongold, by the way? Like, this is... I like that this is his calling card now, which, by the way, every single person that loves debate will also absolutely champion this and be like, no, it's not because he's scared, but because he's actually based and you're a liar. Because for a lot of these people, like even their most favorite thing being debate, being denied to them is still okay as long as they can use that as a cudgel, as they can use it as a sword to wield against me.
He did with Ethan. I'm not going to talk to Hassan. I'm not going to go and...
Did he actually say I lied a bunch when he was reacting to my Ethan? Asmon also watched a Slob Tuber saying that the famine in Yemen was caused by the Houthis and not the Saudis. Oh my God. Oh.
Be like, okay, let's explain what it is. I'm watching the clip. I'm not going to explain this. I'm not going to have somebody lie to me. I have no interest and not even a slight desire to have any conversation about it whatsoever.
Yeah, he would destroy me, and I'm scared. I'm scared of his intellectual prowess. I'm actually very excited that I'm very excited that he won't take up my offer of besting me in the marketplace of ideas. And it's certainly not because he has basically carved himself a nice little niche as the top political content creator. And if he were to actually try to have a conversation, a contentious conversation with someone who knows not that much, but just like definitely more than him, he would look like a silly man. And in a way where his audience would recognize it and would not appreciate it. For the record, there has never, ever, ever been a moment where I have been, especially when I'm directly talking to Asmongold. You could say I've been uncharitable when not talking to Asmongold, but about Asmongold. But when talking directly to Asmongold, I have always maintained charity, reacting to the charity that he has given me and my positions in the past. I didn't even call for his ban when he said the Palestinian they're inferior culture. I never called for his ban, even though his community unironically was like, oh, he wants them to get banned. He calls them to get banned. You're giving charity to someone who wants their Twitch career to die. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, I know. It's not, join the line, you know?
You are expressing material support for a organization. You do so on a daily basis.
Whoa!
And that's it. It's literally that simple. It's obvious.
Based. I'm expressing material support for organization. Yeah, that's right. Every time you guys subscribe to me, where do you think that money's going, dude? You think that's money? Do you think that money's going to the mansion fund? No. Little does Asmongold know I am actually funding and offering material support. I'm an American taxpayer. What do you think our tax dollars go to? You know, that's actually kind of a banger. I'm going to probably repost this Keemstar drama alert tweet with that commentary on it. What? This is the funniest response to this, by the way. Okay. In a 2022 stream, Asmongold said he never used add-ons for World of Warcraft raiding, but a clip from his own stream showed him using DBM, Deadly Boss Mods, during a raid, directly contradicting his claim. Look who's talking about lying. Got him, dude. Wait, what?
You know what I said?
Last week, Asmongold, when Asmongold shows more humanity than leftists, this person posted 28,000 likes. Last week, Asmongold suggested Ethan Klein should stop having Tourette's on camera because it made him look bad.
Like the live streaming.
If you want to understand the disingenuous nature of all of these charlatans and grifters, look no further than, I don't know, what they've... New York Times posted your story on their IG. Dude, New York Times is so funny. They're trying to get me...
like him live streaming with like those ticks and stuff like that. I think it does delegitimize him and it makes him look unhinged because people don't understand like what Tourette's is. Like, for example, if you go back and you watch a lot of my old videos, I used to cover my mouth a lot whenever I would smile because I was missing all my teeth here, right? And so I didn't want people to see that because I thought it would look bad. So in often cases, there are things that you probably just shouldn't display to your audience, or you should try to avoid displaying to your audience, even though there are parts.
Bro, this is him trying to demonstrate empathy. That's crazy. Dude, this is such a... Dude, this is such a crazy way to try and demonstrate empathy with a person who has like Tourette's and has uncontrollable tics by being like, yeah, you should just like try to stop that actually. Yeah, I think that's how that works, man. You just go, I'm trying really hard. Like, how the is he supposed to turn off his Tourette's, dude? What the like, there are... It's not like hygiene, dude. You can't just like brush your Tourette's away, you know, like you'd brush your teeth.
Of your identity, because it could lead people to have conclusions about you or draw those.
No, he straight up said he was a bad person. Stolen valor. It wasn't me displaying humanity. It was my mods.
Conclusions that are not charitable. And I know it might sound like a heartless thing to say, but I'm a pragmatic person and I'm just being honest, and I'm trying to look out for what I think is in somebody's best interest.
What an insane... Yeah, thank you for looking out for Ethan's best interest by saying, just shut your ticks off, dude.
And sometimes that means telling them something they might not want to hear. Like,
it's not something that he might not want to hear because it's like a cold hard truth, man. I'm sure a person with Tourette's for 40 years of his life is very aware, especially considering he spent the last 2 decades in front of a camera, on how people read into it. What the, yeah, he knows, dude. I mean, I know he knows, you know, that's crazy. What an insane thing to say. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Asmongold was also trying to trying to get me banned. I said free speech defenders when you say anything that isn't a slur.
Check us on stream title. He's so happy.
Also, what about this implies happy? Like, what? I say, Houthi show the limit of Iron Dome. Like, that is literally the condensed, that is a condensed news title on my Twitch stream, which was like, this is literally just like a condensed news title of this, okay? The CNN celebrating it, dude. You're a loser, you support groups, you're nothing but a loser. Keep crying, dude. He sees this article headline that is like literally the condensed version of this, okay? Showing the limits of U.S. efforts to weaken the group. But in any case, let's take a look at what Asmongold said when he read this.
What is it? Houthis show the limit of the Iron Dome. I'm going to be honest. I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time.
That's my limit. All right. I've been pretty reasonable. I'm going to be honest. But this is actually a bridge too far, dude. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super new to this whole Asmongold scene. You know, I only heard about Asmongold until this whole Palestine shit kicked off with him, so I have no clue. It is crazy though how much people were like. Did he only do WoW? Was he ever talking about politics at all before talking about Palestine like 6 months ago or whatever? What's up, Corwin? I'm watching you, watching Hassan, watching Asmon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At what point do I start my computer? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Welcome in. No? Okay. Oh, wow. So he just went straight from World of Warcraft to fucking Twitch poll. Wow. That's a journey right there. Oh, man. I'd be curious to see like an Asmongold debate. Has he debated anybody yet? I know he's had conversations. Like I remember, you know, he obviously talked to Hassan, and I'm sure he's talked to a few other people. But has he debated anybody? Think so? Okay, interesting.
Meanwhile, every day this reasonable guy goes live and is saying he wants to do Pokemon Ash Ketchum-All style extraction operation, kidnapping operations alongside the Department of Homeland Security with Tom Homan.
One other thing. So like they're doing this thing with like these deportations where they bring in like celebrities to deport people, and it made me wonder, what is the probability that Tom Homan would let me go with him dressed up as Ash Ketchum with watching them do
Oh my God.
deportations? Like, I feel like it's probably at least 5% chance, right?
That's my stream title is Material Support.
I think they should ban him. I do. This is expressing material support for a group that is
Oh man. Maybe it's because he's taking this position because he had a brilliant foreign policy analysis, and in that brilliant foreign policy analysis against like what America should do to the Houthis, he was like, yeah, just bomb them and back to the Stone Age based. Bomb them back to the Stone Age, dude. What the do you think material support means, man? What does expressing material support mean? Please explain. Material support is unironically the language that he learned from the Trump administration. Material support means sending arms or money or some kind of like direct munitions, something like that, to a organization. He learned about it when he most likely learned about it when he saw the Mahmoud Khalil arrest, because the State Department erroneously claimed that Mahmoud Khalil was offering material support to terror groups. He wasn't, and that is like at the heart of the point of contention. But yeah, Central Committee is right. Money, training, weapons, transportation, or any tangible or intangible property. And of course, that's not something that I have the capability of doing. That's not, it's just not something that I can do. It's impossible for me to do. And if I were to actually do it, I would have been in prison by now. Okay. What Asmongold is trying to do.
You think you throw a Pokeball as they arrest the people? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty base joke on Asmongold's part. His entire thing is just built on his own personality and him living his life the way he wants. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, right? I mean, well, his rep before this was like he lived in filth and like there was rats and cockroaches everywhere, and he was just streaming World of Warcraft. He was basically like a basement dweller until like he got quintuple the amount of viewership or engagement, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna clean up everything and start talking about politics. Still is? Oh, okay, wow, interesting. Interesting.
Do is repeat what the administration erroneously claimed about Mahmoud Khalil, which is kind of at the heart of his false detainment, his false detention, and possible deportation proceedings. Because you can't just do material support through even coming out and being like, the Houthis are actually on the right side of this conflict as they stand against Israel's genocide. Like that's not material support. That's in terms of like what these are doing, describing their militancy in the Red Sea as a matter of international law is not even express support for the Houthis in a way where it was like it's like a bannable offense. It's like saying I love Cuba. Okay, Cuba is technically a state sponsor of. If I say I love Cuba, which by the way I'm unironically about to go to Cuba to begin with, if I were to say I love Cuba and I think like the Cuban medical program is great, and then Twitch banned me for that, that would be insane. And it's the same thing for Yemen. Sounds like you are scared you are about to be banned, brother. Being banned from Twitch is the least of my worries in this day and age, I think. Are you sure that's the smartest idea right now? Yeah, potentially. Why did you assume this was about you, buddy? Is this because you know you're pushing propaganda which is against TOS? Wait, where did I say this was about me? Where does it say that? No, I'm just saying it'd be awesome if you left Twitch. Does he not understand words? Like what? I didn't say this is about me. I'm just saying it'd be awesome if you left Twitch. I was like, oh no, what will anyone do if the bald pervert leaves the Twitch platform for good? Tectone literally links a video of Hassan right below the tweet. You're such a liar. What the great video covering all the it's worse than you think. Subscribe if you got a sec. Appreciate y'all. The Hassan situation is actually way worse. Free speech warriors, when they see something. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I think Lolly is gross. I know. I know that hurts your feelings. Didn't Tectone do some sexual assault or something? I think so, yeah. I haven't really kept up. Dudes are siding with Tectone. Let them, bro. That's, if you want to go down that route, it's not gonna be good for you,
Targeting civilians and has killed people. I have been very reasonable about this for a very long period of time, but we have crossed into the threshold of.
Someone should ask Asmongold if supporting the state of Israel on Twitch is a bannable offense. If that's his line, killing civilians and if that's what he considers to be a moral line in the sand.
In plain English, supporting.
Oh wait, sorry. He thinks they're an inferior culture. He thinks Palestinians are an inferior culture, so they deserve to be. That's what he said. So I don't think he cares. That's right.
Organization that is actively attacking civilians. This is totally unreasonable. There's no justification for this. There's no way that this is okay.
Okay, I didn't listen to this full clip beforehand. If I did, I wouldn't have said free speech defenders when you say anything that isn't a slur. Because holy dude, what is this? I need to prove that Asmongold's being paid to say that. I am once again asking you to do this. What? I don't think Asmongold's being paid to say that. I don't think Asmongold cares about the money. If Asmongold was getting 20K live viewers saying this, he would stop saying it tomorrow. Trust me. I know what he cares about, and I know it is not money. He already has an endless amount of it. Okay? If he was getting 10,000 views per video instead of 1 million when he was saying this, he would have stopped a long time ago. Okay? He doesn't give a about the money. He doesn't even spend all of his money. He doesn't spend any of his money. Look at him. Won't even purchase soap. You think he has a lot of expenses?
On video. I think that if Twitch doesn't do something about it, Amazon needs to find out that this is happening.
Dude, dude, oh my God, he's actively talking about calling out Amazon. You are such a dude. You are such a oh my God. Imagine trying to go up the rank and be like, Amazon, please, this guy is covering geopolitical conflict. What about you? What are you doing every goddamn day? Is there a day? The Mr. R-word sayer who has famously been like, that is actually awesome, is a more marketable figure for Amazon.
This is a crazy, crazy level of extremism that should not be anywhere on the platform. And again,
the New York Times profile made so many butts hurt hard. Yeah.
If Twitch wants to say that they care about free speech and they're going to let him say that, that's fine. But I want to be able to do a number of other things too myself.
Oh, like what? Like what, dude? Like what? What do you want to do? He defended the AFD today. Yeah, the German government's about to make them a far-right terror organization. We shouldn't be getting our nose from the German government, even though that is a good thing that they're doing that to the AFD. But, you know, I would have been in prison in Germany a long time ago. Thank God. After this, he defended AFD in his chat were saying Ausländer raus, alluding to great replacement, etc. I mean, Ausländer raus is great replacement. It's just Nazi shit.
But if we have a
rule, thank you for the 100 community gifted subs.
Rule set, and the rule set says you can't do this, then,
bro, what can't you say? Like, what more do you want to say? I almost want to hear what Twitch would let him get it. Like, I almost want to hear what he wants to say. Amazing. What are those things that you want to say? Like, you already say everything. Just the N-word with a hard R. Is that what it is? He's going to get banned. He's going to do a fundraiser like the lady.
Is it a rule set or not?
I need to know. I need to know what he wants to say. Oh my God, oh my God, this is tweaking my brain. He already says heinous on a daily basis. I don't know.
What does he say, dude?
I truly thought he had...
Like, has he said anything crazier than the Palestinian stuff? I don't think I've heard him say anything crazy other than fucking dropping, you know, the whole inferior culture, you know, whatever the fuck he said. Whatever the fuck he said there. I don't know that I've heard him say, like, anything. Onion! What's up, Onion? Didn't a song go to a brothel in Germany that got busted for underage girls? I know that he went to a brothel. I don't know too much about the lore behind that, but it's like something that everybody always mentions when something about Hassan comes up. It's always like that too. It's always like, didn't Hassan go to a brothel? Like that. Yeah, that's all I know. Whether or not that was underage girls or I don't know. I have no idea. But has Asmongold said anything bad other than the inferior culture thing?
He had already maxed out on, saying heinous stuff. Also, here's Asmongold talking about attacking civilians.
Oh boy. It's like, imagine you're in this canoe and you see this video, you're like, oh.
Like, what kind of militant would be in a canoe?
Man. Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, I'm cooked. I'm going home, man.
Maybe that's why he's mad, because he was like really banking on Trump's endless bombing campaigns actually being an active deterrent. He's saying you're afraid of your community, so you can't concede any ground on. So you say wild. Dude, I yell at my community more than he does. He's so made. He literally can't even stream on his main channel because he was afraid of criticism. What are you talking about? I literally say everything with my whole goddamn chest. The idea that I'm afraid of my audience, the way that I'm audience captured, this meta is so clear cut a form of projection that is insane to me, because it's literally only commentators, only other people that engage in commentary, political commentary, actually say this all the time. And the reason why they say this is because they actually fear their audience.
Oh.
They might be, to a certain degree, audience captured.
Oh.
Because why? What do you mean? I yell at the dinguses of my audience on a daily basis. How many goddamn
Yeah, right, dude. You're the definition of audience capture, bro. The definition, man. There ain't no way you're risking, 35,000 Twitch viewers. Ain't no way you're doing that, okay? The Mansion Fund cannot afford that. Ain't no way. It was weird to me as Hassan's left winger sits there spouting shit in the mansion. The right winger spouts his shit looking like he lives in a mother's basement. But the thing is that, like, is Asmongold a right winger? That cannot be accurate. I had this conversation with somebody the other day about whether or not Brett Weinstein was alt-right. And I was just like, no, man. No. Alt-right. No. Definitely not. Brett Weinstein is like, at the furthest right he'll go is probably, libertarian, maybe. Although I will say, I'm pretty sure he voted for Trump, but it's not because he's alt-right. It's just because he got he's the meme. He's the meme of being pushed over the line by the leftists and then yelling at that person that they just pushed over the line for hanging out with the Nazis or whatever. Why are you hanging out with the Nazis? After they pushed him over there, In Twitch, we kind of got to a point where if you're not hard left, you're exactly. Yeah, you default right. I don't think he is, but he gets called that. Yeah, exactly. He's not right wing. Asmongold is not right wing. That is just fucking crazy. It's almost like left-right political spectrum is and always was wrong and stupid. Asmon kind of gets swept up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Compilations are out there of me freaking out on some chatter that's like being too.
No, you are the definition of audience capture, Mr. 40,000 every fucking stream. You're not risking that. You got a mansion and a Porsche and bills to pay. Okay, you're not risking that. You're audience captured.
Woke.
You might as well be Vosh. That's how audience captured you are.
The entire purpose of woke of the day is when people speak out of turn and say some dumb. Presenting themselves as the moral authority of being the leftier than thou asshole that everybody hates being around. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's so funny people say that. And also, you're so scared that you're going to talk to someone who knows maybe a little bit more than you about the issues that you speak on, that ultimately you're going to look like a fool in front of your audience. They're going to dunk on you, so you don't even want to do that. Asmongold is terrified of saying something his chat in general doesn't agree. Yeah.
Yeah, bomb you in. Yeah.
Are the airstrikes
Anyway.
It's against collegiate and or professional women and smoke them?
I think I had another one. We could just do a marathon here. Hassan's friends discover Asmongold for the first time.
It's a road.
Wait, hold on, bro. But.
Oh, damn. Matt popped off. Male character is a ripped white guy. Female character is hot. Straight relationship between two leads. Game looks good. These guys still. If the game is anti-cop, I'm not playing. This story looks anti-cop. It's called Grand Theft Auto. What do you think that means?
What do you guys think we're wanted by?
Like, yeah, 5 stars is when you actually
Yeah, it's when the food's really good.
or no, 5 stars is when you're actually really nice to cops.
Yeah.
And the nicer you are to cops, the more
Like, wait,
they're.
wait, please, let me thank you real quick.
No.
Get on the ground so I could suck your...
Game is giving gay vibes.
Wait, let's see the spread. Because he's shirtless, and that's why it's gay.
Yeah, no, he's like, this
God
guy
forbid a guy be shirtless.
Yeah, no, it's because he thinks the guy is hot. Like, he's he's basically revealing his position. He's like, they're opening with an oiled up dude. He's not oiled up, he's sweaty. You started, someone went, you're giving gay vibes, man.
That's got to be bait.
He said, you want to see an oiled up dude, we get it.
That's got to be bait.
I'm fine with
Andy Pants has got to be baiting.
No, this guy is literally like this.
Oh, he's
Bro, dude, I had the exact same thought when I first encountered this man.
dude. There's no way.
No, you don't understand. I'm the emotions that you're going through, I went through with this man.
Wow.
This is not his first time. He's done this before.
That's how I feel about Ashton Hall. I'm like, you guys, he's serious.
No, Ashton Hall is the GOAT.
But he's not being ironic. I'm like, he does that. They're like, there's no way he cold plunges his face. I'm like, no, people do that.
Well, Ashton Hall does it. It's real.
Yeah.
He does do it. No, but where is the Andy Pants Gaming has videos out there
Wait, click
of
on his
himself.
Twitter.
He has a YouTube
Dude,
page.
he's got to be baiting. There's no way.
No, dude, you want to know? He made a video. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 goes fully gay and woke.
That's got to be bait.
No, dude.
Yes,
Bro, when you listen to his commentary, you're like, oh my God, gay and R-worded,
Wait, what is that one about?
avowed. I did a video on this guy on my main
Is this
channel
how
because,
people feel about my channel?
dude, I literally thought that he was being. Halo's completely cooked now. Master Chief is a black lesbian girl boss now. Let's see.
Halo fans, we are in hell now.
Oh,
This
it's-
is our
Oh,
hell.
man.
Is this a joke right now? This
Dude, I feel so bad. You're brain rotted. I feel so bad putting him through this. He's looking at this. Remember when you asked me like, "Oh, what's your hope for the future?" And I was like, "Nothing," because this is what I see every day.
Yeah.
Guys that unironically follow this guy that literally come in here and they're like, "This brilliant guy actually just destroyed you. How did he destroy you? By calling you gay and posting a photo of you in a maid outfit." Like, that's who I duke it out with every day, which is why I have no hope for the future of mankind.
I still have a hard time believing. My mic
I
is
went into
quiet.
Asmon's stream just to see what's up, and he was watching and complaining how Oblivion Remastered has less on the statues.
What a guy.
That is the largest political commentator in North America right now.
Asmon?
Yeah, this is what he posts.
I've only ever seen like his videos when it's like something's crawling in the background of his room.
Yeah, he's like stinky or
Yeah, like that's-
unhygienic.
Oh, like when his house, when he fell off of his attic.
I saw that.
What? I've
Like
only,
a dead animal.
Oh, you didn't see this?
I've
Hold
only
on.
ever. Why is it so recent on your feed?
Because it just happened.
Oh,
Took the day off to find some dead animal in my attic that smelled bad and ended up falling through the ceiling. Pretty sure I'm living in Zen's Fortress. I said, this is an impressive display of rock coming from the most successful right-wing commentator in North America. This is how he lives, bro. Like,
Damn.
unironically, he chooses to live this life.
he's married to the game.
Yeah.
You know.
And hey,
I honestly wish it's just rot. Just it's a dead animal or something.
no,
Mar-
his ceiling rotted
Oh.
and he fell through it.
Married to the game.
And, lo and behold, this type of guy is Asmongold's favorite content creator.
Oh, this.
This is unironically what these guys watch and say is good and smart. I love showing people who are
here.
I love showing people this kind of shit because it's like this is like, you know how they used to do the reacts stuff in the back, like children react to kids react to like, I don't know, the fall of Nazi Germany or whatever, right? And this is like normies react to Asmongold and like gamer lore. Like having you guys try to understand.
Yeah, no, this is crazy.
He has a dead rat that is an alarm clock because when the sun actually starts shining on the dead rat, the room starts to stink. So he wakes up. He has a
No,
wall covered.
no.
That's insane.
No, you're making that up.
That's insane.
You're making that up.
Chat,
You're making that up.
Roll
Yeah,
the
chat.
tape.
You're making that up.
Send
bro.
the photo of Alvin and the Chipmunks Hassan.
You're making that up. You're
Chat,
making that up.
Roll the tape.
You're
Chat.
making that shit up.
Send
No
the
human
tape.
being is living like that.
Send the video.
No human being is living like that.
I know it's the morning when.
Yeah. He looks very crusty with the yeah.
I know it's morning when the
Yeah,
sun.
there you
Get
go.
the dead rat out. I don't need to anymore. It doesn't smell bad. Get the dead rat out. I don't need to anymore. It doesn't smell bad. It would. The thing is, I used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock, actually, for my stream, because basically what happened was, whenever the sun
Dude, this is lore right here. I didn't know about this.
would come up, it would start cooking the corpse of the rat, and then it would start smelling again, and then the smell would wake me up. So I would use the rat effectively as an alarm clock, and as soon as it, it got hot enough, it would wake me up, and then I would know, oh, it's time to stream. Have you guys ever done that before?
That's not.
You guys ever done that before? No. No one has ever done that. Why would you ask for...
No way.
Around though.
This guy's also chat.
I can't. I'm having a hard time like putting my head around.
Chat,
this
show
shit.
the blood wall.
Chat, show the Alvin and the
Blood wall?
Chipmunks Hassan.
Show the blood wall.
Oh, I've
is a
seen the
blood
blood wall
wall?
actually. I've seen the blood wall.
Asmongold used to smear blood from his gums onto the wall next to his bed because his mouth wouldn't stop bleeding since he wouldn't brush his teeth.
Yo.
Wisdom's getting up. He's like, I need a breather.
Wait. How? The reason why the blood's there is crazy because he's just in bed going, oh my.
No. I think he likes Elden Ring. He's a WoW. He used to play WoW. Oh, also he's a multi-millionaire.
Oh.
Like he has so much money. He is a crazy. He's like way wealthier than me.
Why is he doing? Why is
Okay, here.
For the
Look at this one.
love
Look at
of
this one.
the
Look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh. There's a roach flying at me. Give me.
Huh?
There's a roach.
No, his aim is ass, but that's not it.
Roach flying at me. Give me a minute. Where'd he go? Oh,
Stage hazard.
he's on my belly. Look at him. He's right there. Oh God. Get him out of me. What are you doing, bro? Get out.
It's a roach.
Go in the garbage can. I'm gonna take him.
He threw the roach in the garbage can and kept going.
Give me a minute. I got him.
Oh, he's holding his tail.
Wait, hold on, bro. But dog, this is why I said like sometimes, dude, I gotta protect my peace, man, because not only is this because here's the thing. I know that there are people who live like this, just regular human beings. Like the idea of that isn't too crazy, right? It's just the fact that this is a guy.
This is what his room looks like.
Oh.
I think, is this before he cleaned it? He did a whole thing. He got banned for saying Palestinians are an inferior culture that deserves to be decided. He got banned for like 14 days for that. Okay.
Yo.
And after he got banned, he was like, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that. You know, I'm going to learn. I learned my lesson. I'm cleaning my house. And it was like a big deal.
Oh,
it went
crazy.
viral because he said he's cleaning his house, bro. And because that's what a house looks like. I mean, there's videos of the lair.
Hello, everyone. Heard a lot of people saying that I exaggerate things. I, make things more than what they are. And
I mean, this is 14 years ago. This is 14 years ago when he first started, I think. Now there's even more trash.
Dude.
Yeah. Once again, largest content creator on the platform, and also largest political commentator in North America right now. No, he's always been one of the biggest content creators on the platform, but he recently took a step in the political direction.
Oh my God. That's
What do you guys think his politics are like?
Well, based on what you just said, his comments about Palestinians, I imagine they're pretty rotted.
Yeah, he's of course he's a communist. He's
Oh.
Asman drinks water for the first time in his life.
Yeah, he's just
Did
like
he
us.
follow it up with soda?
That's better.
I mean,
Hey,
this is a
Hassan,
meme.
hey,
He's
we're
memeing.
not that. We're like that. I saw your fridge.
What? I mean, I'm a
We're
big.
like that.
I'm a
like
big
that.
soda. I'm a big
I'm
soda
a big
boy
soda
too.
guy.
This was from
Dude.
6 years ago. This is his current streaming
So-
setup in a room.
So I haven't done a video about me in this video. So
What
we'll
even
start
is
over
that?
the generations of
Everything is liminal space.
Yeah.
Like it's those like liminal space photos where you're like, what am I looking at? Like none of this looks like things on this planet
We
right
need
now.
a game where it's like item guesser and it's
Never
a
been
photo
so
of his
happy to like just like be a normie, right? Like just not know
That's what a sink looks like.
what's happening.
Oh, what is that?
Where's
Is that
Waldo?
what I am? Or do I whatever it is?
There's like
I'm just
primordial
happy.
building.
Yeah, like I'm just like I missed the minutes where I didn't know this.
yeah.
Yo,
Hey,
yo.
yo, can I
Hit me,
get
hit me with the
cream?
strawberry and cream, please.
Oh, dude, Hassan, man.
No, I don't care. I'm not even
What's
pausing.
going on?
This is you know, just wanted to see you guys, show you guys how life
So-
really looks like
so
out here.
This is
This is my
seeming-
platform. This is the platform I'm on.
This is seeming like the kind of guy that would have donated to that lady who said
Yeah,
the
yeah.
N-word. Because if he's making millions of dollars and living like this,
Wait,
that
he
means he's-
did donate to that lady.
Well, there you go. Would you
I
look
think.
at that?
Wait, wait, chat. Did Asmongold actually donate to the racist lady, or tell his chat to donate to the racist lady?
I mean,
Someone was
if
saying.
he's a multimillionaire living like this, he's got excess
Do you have the
funds.
clip of that?
Is that fertilizer in his room?
I don't know what it's for.
That's like, why is there?
Bro, if I saw
that
this
soil
if
in
I
his
saw
room?
this archetype with fertilizer, I'd be like, oh, a postal office is gonna
Hassan,
explode.
real
It's
shit.
like a nuclear
Hassan, real shit,
bunker.
real shit. Like real shit, like dead ass. Because my mind is like short circuiting. He cannot be the biggest. Biggest streamer on?
Now you gotta see how big
on
his
Twitch?
audience is.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, he's not live right now, but if he was, he'd be the top. Bro,
But how?
bro,
How?
Asmongold clips
How?
1.2 because there are a lot of people that live exactly like him, and they love that he lives this way.
You can't be serious.
Look,
What did he have to say about? Okay.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know. They found the tweets. Everyone needs to see this. He's crying. I don't know what that is.
Like so let me get this straight. Let me get this fully straight.
Whoa, that's
People
you.
watch and enjoy him.
Yeah,
they
they-
support his lifestyle.
and
They know that he's like he lives like
yeah,
this.
no. And they hate me.
Hassan retweeting people calling Asmon a mom.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
cockroach
minute.
farmer and pro-Israel streamer. What is this here? Free speech defenders. When you say anything,
Wait, you
that
gotta
isn't a
slow down for me,
slur,
bro. You like, please, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, bro. You have to
You
like.
gotta hop on his.
You
stream
gotta walk
next.
me through this, bro. Because here's what I don't understand, bro.
Bro, look at his
Politics
views.
aside, politics aside.
Dog, look at his views. 21 hours, 9 million views. You know YouTube.
But I don't.
You know YouTube, 12 hours, 580,000 views. Yeah, Trump finally answers the big question, 992,000 views. This is just his clip channel. Hold on. There's more. Let me show you his other channel, his YouTube channel. Where the is YouTube channel? He has another one. This is just a clip one. Dude, I love showing people that are just completely oblivious to this side of the world. Latest video, Kanye's back, 65,000 views 50 minutes ago. He posts like, peaceful protests got so much worse 22 hours ago. My honest reaction to Content Cop. About this Content Cop. He can't stop talking about me.
What is he like?
What does he say?
Like, what does he say that people? So, because you said that people that live like this, like that's what resonates.
Yeah.
Like the living in a disheveled and disgusting.
He says, yeah, based a lot. Sometimes he says, there it is.
And
There it is. That's it. He watches Asmongold is officially North America's most watched streamer so far in 2025. He currently has more hours watched than Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed.
No way.
Holy sh!
The R word a lot. Yeah, based. You just gotta watch over Trump videos and say, yeah, based. Oh, here he is.
Doing this
Here's
thing with like these deportations where they bring in like
you know
celebrities
what?
to
You know
deport
what? Now
people.
it's actually. Wait a minute.
Do you understand why I'm so black-pilled?
This is making a bit more sense to me. Why people become right-wing grifters? Because it is that easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy sh!
No, he like doesn't get any
Wait,
of
but
this
this
stuff.
is a problem though. Like this is actually a really big problem because, okay, from what? Okay. Hear me.
I
hear me
love
out.
people seeing what I see every f***ing day because I'm surprised people haven't started calling me who must get deported instantly in the chat. Because normally, as soon as I pull up Asmongold clips or anything, like there will be like 100 comments in the chat being like, "I hope you get you piece. Why don't you go back to Muslimic jihad? Like that's the that they say. A bunch of skin tight Oakley wearing ass mother come in and be like, what is this? Yo, what's up, terrorist lovers? Hassan, you literally love and promote terrorism, though. Hassan, you literally love and promote them, though.
Wow.
Yeah. Right on cue. That was 3 minutes ago.
This is crazy.
It's like they know. They're
This
just
is
watching
crazy.
the chat.
Yeah.
Because mind you, I haven't heard any other than the anecdote you gave. I haven't heard a single lick from his mouth about his politics. Right? I'm solely still caught up on the fact that this is an individual that lives literally like in trash. That people, because my thing is about like just the character of the person that you're watching. Like if I knew I was watching somebody, even if I kind of agree with them, but they lived and were okay with living in that state, that would be the biggest deterrent of all time. It's like in terms of like listening to that person, because
Yeah.
I could not possibly listen to somebody who doesn't give a about to that. Like that's like
What? What are you showing?
I was like, wait,
What the are you showing
I was
us?
like, dude, I am so lost.
His Apple TV notification. I was like,
Yeah,
what the
we don't.
his,
play
his
video.
dad
Okay,
watches
so
me.
wait a minute. So
His
Yeah.
dad is a liberal, though. His dad actually watches me since
So
like
is it
2022.
because he's originally a gamer is what I'm hearing. So that's why people, I guess that's what he grew his platform on initially.
I don't like.
Asmongold comments on the racially driven Shiloh Hendricks, the white lady who called a 5-year-old black child the N-word, and says, I think racism is bad, but it isn't white people that started this. It's the people that started this Carmelo Anthony thing that are primarily black.
Competitive racism. I think racism is bad, but it isn't white
I don't know.
I couldn't even.
people that started this. It's the people that started this Carmelo Anthony thing that were primarily black. They saw this.
This is a dude who got like there. He was at a track meet and he stabbed this teenager. And his defense is that it was self-defense. We don't know if there's enough evidence for a real self-defense case, but people were giving into his defense fund, and he's saying that this is the reason why it's okay for people to fundraise for a white lady saying the N-word or the hard R to a black child.
Idea that, well, because this guy's black and he stabbed somebody, so we're going to defend him without any sort of context at all, without even looking at it. Now you see white people that are doing the exact same thing. And the thing is that Give, Send, Go isn't going to delete either one of these, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't delete these. Let people do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Where does he live?
Actually much of a racist, right? I think this is an example of when you allow double standards in society. Is that double standards radicalize people more than anything else that could ever happen. You could have the average white person watch
from
15
Austin.
Klan meetings, 10 hours of Richard Spencer, watch Nick Fuentes on the regular, listen to Kanye West's new album, and even watch AI translated speeches from or even all of those things put together will not radicalize a person more than the Carmelo Anthony official fund. This Give, Send, Go.
I like that he's saying that like this Give, Send, Go is good, but the other one is bad. Like, but simultaneously being like, what is the hypocrisy? But it's like, Wisdom, you good?
He's just dumbfounded that this type of person has this big of a platform and it's like flying
Okay,
under the
I'm
radar.
gonna repeat once again. This person has a larger following, a larger organic audience than Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, all of these like other right-wing commentators combined.
The thing, like, okay, I gotta ask Hassan. I gotta ask. All right, because now that you're kind of telling me all this, now that I'm seeing all this, right, and using the limited knowledge,
And he
I
DMs
have,
with Elon Musk.
Okay,
But that's not surprising. I helped.
so
at
he's
this
like a
point.
degree away from the White House. Got it. So now that I'm hearing all of this, what's the like? What? And I guess because you said it earlier, you said that you have no hope. But like, what's the do? Like, how do you combat this sort of like this like sending people this way? Like, do we need to speak in language that speaks solely to like that solely evokes emotion that's less critical and logical? Maybe that's easier for people to understand. Because I always feel like sometimes when it's like conversations on the left, they use critical thinking, right? To a degree
You're
where
saying you're gonna dumb it down.
to a degree where it makes me
It
feel
doesn't
as
work.
if
You can't do it. It doesn't work like
you
that.
and I agree. To be honest, I kind of know it does in a weird way because it's kind of like, how do you talk about serious things? But I'm also like, what's the game plan? Because that's like scary to me. I mean, not that I didn't know shit like this already fucking like obviously.
No, but you probably didn't know how popular it was.
I didn't know.
fucking
That's the thing that's blowing my mind. You're telling me how big somebody like this is, and I'm like, dude, he's wiping his blood on his walls from his gums.
Yeah.
Like, I put a booger under a table before, but Jesus Christ, I didn't live next to the blood on the wall and just keep doing it every time.
Someone said, look, let's hear it. Let's hear it. You're worse than Asmon. Explain why I'm worse than Asmongold. There's a 6-month subscriber. This person's been following me since 2020, okay?
So this guy
At a
pays
certain
money
point,
to watch you.
Yeah, at a certain point, he like lost his mind, okay?
But even to this person here, I'm just confused. Like,
No, we're gonna try to figure out. We're gonna try to figure out
Yeah.
what caused him to say this.
Oh my God, this is what my hinge looks like.
You got your ass to be. You sound like an idiot on the video, dude. He's right. You're a sympathizer though. You're gross. Like, I just got an error message for saying Hamas and Israel are both bad. Like, are we serious? You're wild, dodging, reflecting.
This shit doesn't make any sense.
Him like watching you talk to like a million people, and then he goes, "You're so gross."
Yeah, you're both bad on the
Dodging.
opposite sides of the spectrum. See, like, this is the other side of the story, because there are
so
people.
gross.
First of all, you said I'm worse to him. Why would you say I'm worse to him if we're both bad on the opposite sides of the spectrum? Where are you on the spectrum then? Closer to him, I guess. But there's also a lot of people who want to like come across as like enlightened centrists. So they'll say like, oh, well, you're also damaging discourse in the same way that like Asmongold is or something. And they also happen to think that I'm worse than Asmongold. So I want to know what he means by that. This guy's a liberal. What do I do? What do I do with this based centrist, extreme centrist?
Play the GTA trailer again.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Formerly.
Because
But he was a Trump 2020 guy, apparently. So
Jesus Christ.
damn, this chat is so R-worded. That's real, y'all. He's not president until January, you dumbass. Excuses, all I hear. Lol, this has been happening for more time. Wow, almost like Joe. This is wild. Damn, could have told me. Cops are needed in these communities because without them, they get worse. Maybe he means, well. Bro, you saw literally, that's so funny that
No,
you
the
have
rat
like,
alarm clock's
you
crazy.
have permanent psychic damage from knowing just a fraction of what I deal with every day. That's so funny.
The rat alarm clock is crazy.
this is so many times worse than that. Like,
I don't know. I grew up on Leak. So
nah, don't get me wrong, dude. I've seen my fair share of horrible things on the internet. But there's something worse about this because this is like the psychological deterioration of like upcoming generations and like the people of now. You know what? I think that, yeah, it's weird because in one way, it's not like I didn't know, but I guess it's just now that I'm like getting the examples, I guess, and like seeing the numbers and the scale like actually in front of me. I think it's just a little bit more, it just hits a bit harder to be honest.
I feel like the way he talks, like watching a video of his gives me the same like psychic damage of like watching an ISIS beheading video. Like,
dude, we're
that's-
like watching those first thing in the morning.
And honestly, I really feel like you're making a point because I
wake up and go, time to watch my favorite
Yeah.
streamer.
yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Oh, Asmon's on.
Yeah, no, he had a fantastic tweet that I dunked on as well. He said, society would instantly and dramatically improve if we took the bottom 5 to 10 most R-worded kids out of school and put them in the coal mines instead. Almost all Western cultural problems are derived from adherence to the false god of equality. Crazy. To which I responded with, wait, let me see if I can find it off that quote.
Crazy.
I was like, this motherfucker thinks he wouldn't be going to the coal mines. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you just got some wisdom, my friend. That's what happened.
I'm gonna change my name.
Oh, here. This
Educating
is
him on
this is
Asmongold.
this. He does not know. He is even more of a normie than you guys. He's never seen this.
I wish when I was just like you a few
Yeah,
moments ago.
no. He
Like 30
doesn't
minutes
know.
ago.
I don't show him anything. Yeah, I don't show him anything about online stuff. That's my normie friend. He's like a normal dude with a regular normal.
Oh my god, I
real.
have one of those.
I'm going back. I'm going back to my normieism after this.
He's my 9-to-5er friend. He doesn't touch any of this stuff.
Wait, I have one of
thing
those too.
with,
His
like,
name is
these
Kyle. He lives in
deportation-
Montreal.
I'm not even. The funny part about it is that, like, based on what I know, my interest and what I consume is, I don't even think I classify as normie. But if not knowing this is normie, I'll wear that badge so proudly.
Yeah. It's kind of reassuring to know someone from the outside of all this shit is outside of all this online shit is as disgusted as we are. It's not like solely brain rot. No, I mean, I know that this is insanely gross to like the average person. It's just that online there are a lot of people that feel like this and also live like this.
Doing this thing with like these deportations where they bring in like celebrities to deport people, and it made me wonder, what is the probability that Tom Homan would let me go with him dressed up as Ash Ketchum with watching them do deportations? Like, I feel like it's probably at least 5% chance, right? Like, I think we're at a 5 to 10% chance that this could happen. Yeah, exactly. That'd be really good content. It would be. And yeah, probably not going to happen though, but it would be funny for
like, bro, as bro, I can't dog. Nah, we got let's yo. Let's
It's
talk
funny
about
because
something else.
it's funny because I'm dressed like Ash Ketchum.
Bro, what the I couldn't yeah, no, let's Met Gala.
On that note, I do have to leave soon, but this was a wonderful experience. I'm sorry to leave on such an awful note, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out.
Yeah. Play the GTA 6 trailer again.
Yeah, that was.
I have to get lit after.
That was cool.
Why are people on the left still doing these crippling?
Actman tells Destiny the problem with the left. Was there? I think I had one more Asmongold. Yeah, one more. Let's see. We're already here anyway.
Judge me by my enemies. That's how it usually works. You already know. This motherfucker's been coming after me for months, it seems. And then the one time I recognize his existence on this planet as being objectively bad, all of a sudden, I'm the bad guy. Like, what do you mean? For those of you who don't know what took place yesterday, there's this guy named Tectone, okay? He's been kicked out of his organization that he was a part of, OTK, because it came out, I don't even know the full details, but I think it came out that like his ex-girlfriend or his ex-wife or something was credibly accusing him of assault. And I mean, he got fired from his job for that reason. I mean, he's a gross guy regardless. He's like a gross little ogre. I haven't really paid too much attention to him. I've been around him. I've been on his podcast alongside Asmongold back in the day. I'm not like super aware of this guy's background beyond that, right? And I saw a tweet that he tweeted out because he tries to basically farm Asmongold. He tries to do the Asmongold and just like repeat whatever Asmongold is saying, right? To try to farm his audience. And it makes sense. It makes sense that he's trying to farm his audience. Asmongold's massive, right? So he was doing this thing where Asmongold was like demanding that I get banned, right? He was demanding that I get banned because I had a title. And so I had a condensed CNN title as my title on my stream the other day, where I was saying like, who these demonstrate limits to Iron Dome. And his audience was like, oh, he's celebrating this. He's celebrating this. He's celebrating this. And Asmongold basically was like, that's it. That's enough. I've seen enough. We have to ban this guy. Like, this guy needs to get banned. Talking about me. He was mad that I was reporting on the news, okay? And
check us on.
He said something along these lines. I'm gonna get to Tectone in a second. This is where it starts.
Stream title, he's so happy. What is
Crash
it?
Out speedrun?
Houthis show the limit
like
of
a
the
crash
Iron
out
Dome.
to you?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been pretty reasonable about.
Bro, every time he starts a sentence like that, you know it's gonna be a banger. I'm gonna be honest.
About this for a long time. I think they should ban him. I do. This is expressing material support for a terrorist group that is targeting civilians and has killed people. I have been very reasonable about this for a very long period of time, but we have crossed into the threshold of, in plain English, supporting a organization that is actively attacking civilians. This is
so funny because this literally means every single person that has ever defended Israel has to be banned, right? Like that is the entire thing that Israel does. I mean, who's killing the most civilians? Like, are we serious right now? Israel's killed more children than like virtually every other group at this point, every other country, every other conflict at this point in like recent history. And we're over here acting like there's like a real serious there's a real serious issue here, right? So you have a really weird effect on people. I know it's stupid, and he doesn't know what material support means. He's oblivious. I am not offering material support to the with a condensed stream title that just talks about what is happening in Israel. And it's not even a defense. Like, it's not even, I'm not like trying to defend myself. Oh, I got caught or anything. That's just simply not what those words mean. Material support would mean like logistical support, training, sending arms, things of that nature, right? It's very illegal. I would go to jail. I wouldn't get banned off Twitch. I would go to jail. And it's protected. Like, what I'm doing is discussing the news and discussing militant resistance against Israel's genocide. It's not a violation of terms of service. So he's wrong on every count, unless he thinks that like every time someone subscribes to me, it's actually giving missiles to the or something. This is where the conversation starts, right? Asmongold's like, this guy, we got to get him banned. Why? Because I'm not talking about how video games are too small nowadays or something. If I was doing that, then it's fine. Then I'm a free speech warrior. God forbid I speak out against Israel. Ooh, all the free speech defenders all of a sudden. Yeah, that was made clear when he said voicing material support. How do you voice material support? Yeah, he does not understand any of those words. He's just saying what he heard Marco Rubio say, right? Because Marco Rubio was trying to say that expressions of defense or any sort of activism, which is protected by the First Amendment, is actually engaging in material support, which is not the case. And that distinction is important because it protects people. It protects speech. That is the real anti-free speech shit. It's like when you're trying to get the federal government to take action against someone for their speech, not when, titties are getting smaller in video games. That's not actually a First Amendment situation at all. As a matter of fact, when Sony makes like your favorite Korean cutie pie anime girl video game less sexy, that's not a violation of First Amendment. That's not a violation of free speech at all. But yeah, he is trying to get me banned.
Totally unreasonable. There's no justification for this. There's no way that
Once again, what he's talking about is my stream title. Please demonstrate limits of Iron Dome, which is a condensed stream title of the CNN news article, which was Houthis demonstrate limits of U.S. limitations of the United States' acts of deterrence against the Houthis or something, which of course is also, the Iron Dome is a part of that. I actually watched Tectone when he started. He used to make Genshin guides and was mostly a wholesome, fun creator. Then he went on a drama bandwagon covering any and all drama he could find. That, alongside a divorce, made him into such a toxic man, and I truly hate the right incentivizes this kind of pipeline. I don't know if the allegations are true. I hope not. He really seemed like he could be a cool dude. I mean, I've never actually thought of him as a cool dude. I always thought he was a bit of an ogre, but I was neutral on him, as I usually am. But I wouldn't even know the term virtue signaling exists if it weren't for the same chuds who are now pearl clutching over anything, not fully throating Israel. I know. And the irony here is that I don't think these guys actually give a about Israel. They're just using Israel as a weapon to undermine their political opponents, or just like to get rid of an annoying nuisance on the platform that constantly calls them out for being ridiculous, right? That's it. That is precisely the point here. You think Asmongold gives a about Israel. Get out of here, dude. He literally.
I have like some opinions about it, but I don't really have like super strong opinions about it. I'm sorry. I don't really have super strong opinions. Like, I don't live in Israel. I don't live in Palestine.
Like, you don't care about any of this stuff. He's just like repeating whatever he thinks is going to gain him prominence. Right. So anyway, this is how this starts. And of course, Tectone has to repeat whatever Asmongold is saying. And he says, I'm genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. And of course, Tectone is not exactly a beloved figure at all. I mean, he's the one type of dude that, like, when he on me, people will have to find themselves on my side. Even if they are normally in opposition to me, they're like, okay, well, Tectone is the one guy that we'll get on board with. So he says, I'm genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this bullshit to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to change immediately. Now, there's a couple different ironic moments here. One, nobody really likes Tectone, which is why I said, oh no, what will anyone do if the bald pervert leaves the Twitch platform for good? Okay, that's number one. I went with the easiest route here. Number two, the notion that, like, my fathers, my brothers, and our soldiers didn't bleed and sacrifice to die for this. No, that is literally the lie that they used to tell all the time. I thought we had to go to Afghanistan and go to Iraq and, like, invading millions of people and displace tens of millions because of free speech. So you're wrong on every point here. You're fundamentally wrong. I thought it was because of the First Amendment, because we were protecting the first, right? I thought that's why we had to goat herders in Afghanistan, right? And defend the poppy fields so that America could have free speech. That's what I was taught. So I guess not. And because he brought his dad into the conversation, using him as like a talking point, I didn't know who the his dad was. I didn't know his dad was a veteran. I don't even know Tectone like that. I did know that he got he got booted out of OTK because he had credible assault allegations launched against him from his former partners. So I did know that. Even then, I was gracious enough not to, like, use that. I just called him a bald pervert, right? Turns out his dad, also a bald pervert. I didn't know. How am I supposed to know? It's not my fault. Turns out his dad not only is a bald pervert, but he's like a famous bald pervert. Okay? Everybody started talking about how, like, Tectone, why'd you bring your dad and his service into this? Because it's not like his record is untarnished. And I was like, what's this? Turns out his dad literally was responsible for so many that the military actually took action against him, even though he is a high-ranking colonel. Colonel Iron Mike, his dad, and let me tell you something, okay? If you know anything, and I've covered this stuff a lot, if you know anything about the American military rarely ever addresses sexual assault. They are notoriously bad at this. There is a major problem with sexual assault in the military, and the American military doesn't really like to cover it that much. They actually, one could say, cover it up, right? Major issue within the United States military. So it's incredibly rare, especially when you have a high-ranking military member, a colonel who is a Vietnam veteran that is outed and actually prosecuted and goes to jail for doing any kind of sex pest behavior, sexual assault, whatever, right? His dad was apparently such a serial assaulter, and I didn't know any of this, that he became a precedent-setting case. So much so that it turns out, just like Tectone, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His dad was a 5-star pervert, okay? 4-star pervert. Yeah, your military colonel getting caught up for assault is like a CEO getting fired for worker exploitation. Exactly. It's just like, it's ridiculous. So anyway, I covered that, laughing, joking about it, whatever, right? And he responds and says, bro is going after my 75-year-old cancer-ridden dad because of an alleged sexual harassment claim from 17 years ago when I was 15 years old to try to paint me as a... This guy is psychotic. He must be upset because his best friend is on trial right now. And I didn't even understand what he was talking about, but apparently when he met best friend, I think he was talking about Diddy or something. Like, he's trying to say P. Diddy's my best friend. I think that's what it is. I don't know. He's very stupid. So I don't really know what he was trying to imply there. I said, they got your dad's sex crimes in the congressional record, man. Why are you still chirping? I mean, I'm sorry, but if you give me an opening like that, you know, what am I supposed to do? It's not alleged. Like, not only was he convicted, it wasn't alleged. He was convicted. He went to jail for it, paid a fine for it, $30,000 and 3 months in prison or 3 months in jail. But also on top of that, is in the congressional record. Shouts out to Representative Jackie Spire, Democrat from California, 12th District, talking about Tectone's dad. Do you see Asmongold leave out the fact that Tectone called his dad a war hero before he got leaked? He was a rapist, and he said that doesn't matter. I didn't see anything because I don't watch Asmongold. When the I watch Asmongold, I don't have time to do that. Okay, I'm too busy touching grass and playing basketball and shit. Okay, don't be mad to the annoying reactionary because his dad was a powerful pervert. What are we on today? So yeah, apparently he went live today. And I don't know. You guys were saying he like cried about it or something. I feel bad. Like I do feel bad on a human to human basis. Like
you could do it.
Like he is a horrible dude. Like Tectone is a horrible dude, but it still makes me feel some type of way when I see someone crying. Like I know I probably shouldn't feel bad, but I kind of do. I mean, he is not a good dude, and seemingly his dad wasn't a good dude either. So maybe I shouldn't feel bad. I don't know. It's hard. He blames you. Of course he's blaming me. That's the only way to get out. That's your get out of jail card. If you're a right-wing reactionary, you could kill someone on a child on the street. And you turn around and you're like, well, Hassan hates that I this child. And everyone goes, oh, okay, never mind. It's good. Right-wingers at this point, especially online, don't have any real discernible politics. They don't have any real tangible issues that they care about. It's all reactionary associations. So it's more so about fighting the good fight against someone that they are annoyed by. And that person is me because I'm seen as like the beacon of leftist politics for some reason. And that's it. So for these guys, like he could literally just like out on the street and then turn around and be like, Hassan hates that I the child, guys, you know?
Really know how to feel about it. I obviously feel awful.
I don't know why I have this vibe that really,
so I suppose,
really outs the horrible people. I just, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Brother, you are too kind for your own good. This guy spent months harassing Frogan. I don't give a f about his fake tears. Imagine being so hated that LSF sides with Hassan over you. Yeah, that's true.
I suppose, due to this all being resurfaced by Hassan, I suppose I will no longer be interacting with my father in any way, shape, or form on my stream or my content.
I don't get it. He literally had his dad on the stream 2 months ago. What, like and the only reason why I know this, once again, don't watch Tectone clips at all. But the only reason why I know this is because apparently he had his dad on to literally talk about me. His dad was talking about, you know, sound. That's what he was saying.
Hassan?
Okay, guys. All right, guys. Hey, boys, it's been a great stream, boys.
Major.
I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hey, I'll see y'all next.
Now, this isn't something that's resurfaced, bro. You brought it up. You were like, yo, my daddy didn't assault those women so that Hassan could exercise his First Amendment rights in the most inconsistent position you could ever arrive at. You know what I mean? Like, how did I do this? I wasn't even in the United States of America when his dad was doing this shit. Am I responsible, man? How does his dad, does his dad know who you are? I don't know. Anyway, he was, brother, man, his dad was reading the chat. That's it. He wasn't on you. Brother, he knew about his dad and he was still having his dad on the stream regardless. What are you talking about? Like him reading the chat doesn't matter. But that's the clip I saw. But here, this is from 2 months ago. Tectone talking about his father's before there was proof versus after he was exposed.
Your father went to jail for the same. Oh, really? Wait, tell me more, man. Tell me more. What else?
Funny tweet about it. This is the most 4K this you archival footage from a congressional hearing. Yeah.
Who'd my dad? Oh, by the way, Jonas at St. Thomas, I deal with people like this on a daily basis, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yep. Who? 5 women in the military accuse your father of... Really?
It's public info.
That's crazy. You think so? What else?
I can't. I need to explain something here. Like, he's over here defending his dad, which, you know, like, I get it. That's your dad, right? It's not the best thing to do. I mean, this is one of those moments where, like, yeah, blood is thicker than water, but like, this is the type of thing where you're like, okay, that's indefensible. You know what I mean? But even then, it's like the only reason why it's being brought up to him right here 2 months ago, apparently, is because he was exposed for assault. Like, he had assault allegations against him from his previous relationship. Like, he got fired from OTK for that reason. And that's why someone was actually bringing up his dad.
You want to talk about my dead granddad too? That's the part where we usually go.
Wait, what? What did his grandfather do? What the hell's going on?
We usually go from the dad and then we bring up the dead grandfather. Do we want to talk about my grandfather too or no? That's why he went to jail discussing vote. Really, man? That's interesting. How do you know so much?
Wait, it was in the congressional record, man. I don't understand. It was in the congressional record. Like, what is happening? What is going? Is like, it's not just the public record, okay? This was a unique case considering how high level ranked his dad was, considering how prevalent this kind of stuff is in the United States military. What does this mean? I can understand attacking old sexual creep-ridden cancer veteran, but calling us on a ball is a step too far. So I don't get it. Like, so Asmongold is attacking me for this? Like, how is this my fault? People will be like, bro, you don't take accountability for anything. It's like, what about these I didn't do none of this. You think I'm the one? Am I the one who hypnotized his dad into doing what he did? Am I the one who petitioned, I don't know, the representative from California 12th District, Jackie Spire, from putting into the congressional record and in the U.S. House of Representatives a major issue using Tectone's father as a problem within the American military? Like, I didn't do none of this. Republicans always do the same thing, okay? Conservatives do this all the time. They go, dude, you know what's worse than racism? You calling it out. You know what's worse than doing sexual assaults and going to jail for it? Calling it out. Why would you point attention to it? And it's like, I didn't even know that. You're the one who brought it up. You're the one who brought your dad into the conversation to try to get me banned. You brought your sexual assaulter dad into the convo to be like, you gotta get banned. My dad didn't those women in the military so that Hassan could exercise his First Amendment rights. And it's like,
I don't know too much about this Tectone guy. I think I saw like one video of him recently. Who did he do a video on? He did like an Israel-Palestine video, I think. Or maybe it was an Hassan video about Israel-Palestine. I don't remember. Seemed like a very pro-y kind of dude. Like, yeah, what's up? My name's Tectone. Yeah. Didn't he used to be like in like FaZe Clan or some shit like that? I don't know. This is how rappers do fake beefs. Yeah. Too comfortable wearing flip-flops on their Steak and Eggs podcast. What is Steak and Eggs podcast? Is this Tectone stuff you're talking about? Yeah, he's very bro. I know because I saw what did we watch? I want to say we watched a video that he did. I might have already taken it out, but it was like it was Tectone was definitely like talking about Israel. I'm pretty sure, or he was being critical of Palestine. I don't know, or maybe he was being critical of Hassan because Hassan was talking about that stuff. But it's the first video I ever seen from Tectone, and it was like, "Hey, what's up? My name's Tectone. You know, we're gonna do some Israel-Palestine stuff today." But I thought somebody said like he was in like FaZe Clan or like fucking OTK or I don't know what these fucking streamer groups are. Sean Carroll's a lot of lectures and usually he's there around. Yeah, I've seen Sean Carroll before. Yeah. Tectone used to go on with Asmongold as okay. Yeah, no. Okay, so they were Asmongold and him were in the same group, and then something happened. Was there like fallout over the Palestine stuff? Xanderhall did a video on fucking Asmongold. This guy is North America's #1 streamer.
It is time for us to discuss back in 2019. I was at the peak of my WoW fandom, playing more WoW than ever, and I would continue to for years after. And Asmongold was one of my go-to favorite creators, maybe my go-to favorite creator for while I was playing World of Warcraft. Though he eventually started to get a little insane politically. He stopped playing WoW and honestly kind of stopped playing games altogether. Though he still does occasionally game, it's mostly commentary now and reaction videos. He started to go pretty hard right-wing. Not just the occasional conservative-leaning take that made me cringe, but like really trying...
They can't even help themselves. He went pretty right-wing, Asmongold. The right-wing grifter.
To appeal to a right-wing audience, and he's had progressively more and more vile takes to try and go viral over the years. A good example being one that he just put out literally yesterday, that a channel called Dolan Darkest made a video on. I'm pretty sure this is like a glazing God damn it. I'm pretty sure this is a glazing Asmongold video, but regardless, it'll probably give a little bit of insight into the kind of persona Asmongold has created for himself over the last few years.
Welcome back to Slop Live. Today's Slopic, Asmongold has come under fire once again. In a Twitter post about underachievers being treated similar to high achievers, Asmongold responded saying, "Society would instantly and dramatically improve if we took the bottom 5 to 10% most retarded kids out of school and put them in the coal mines instead." Now, this went about as well as you could expect. One tweet saying Asmongold wants to send his viewers to the coal mines, getting 41,000 likes, and Hassan replying saying Asmongold would be in the mines if such a scheme was implemented. And to be fair, the coal mines are probably cleaner than Asmongold's bedroom. XQC replied to this saying he isn't referring to mentally disabled children, but unintelligent ones, and saying putting actually mentally disabled children in a coal mine would, I assume, endanger them. You are misreading obvious dialogue cues for public approval, leading to someone making this meme about XQC in response.
So real. XQC in 2023, I stopped using the R word because I met a disabled fed and want to respect them. XQC in 2025, R word doesn't mean mentally disabled, put them in the mines, don't touch a Tesla or I'll cry. To be fair, R word does not mean mentally disabled, but yeah, he has completely, like, it is so blatant, you know? Like, in 2019 and 2020, all these streamers were going, like, so woke, you know? They were all doing this, like, virtue signaling, like, I'm left-leaning, I'm learning about socialism bit, and now they're all, like, going right-wing, and they're, like, virtue signaling their conservative... Like, they flipped from Chuddy to, oh, I've grown up, I've matured, I've learned, to back to Chuddy again. And it's like, are they gonna go back to being, like, quote-unquote mature once things stop being as socially conservative? Makes you think.
And this is what he had to say about it.
Okay, I forgot that if I do an impression of XQC, it's very important that you absolutely cannot understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, facts.
So if I just start speaking like Glep from Smiling Friends, will I become like one of the biggest streamers on the internet, just like XQC? Is that how it works? I think that's how it works. Anyway, speaking of being one of the biggest streamers on the internet, our boy Asmongold, you know, following his grift that honestly knocked me off his content, has blown up so large that he is now the #1 most watched streamer on all of Twitch. And this is just his YouTube right here. This is just his Asmongold TV YouTube channel.
The #1 streamer. Is he the #1 streamer in the world then? Is he like bigger than fucking, who's the biggest streamer in the world? I watch his stuff on Intel Politics mainly. He's a quantum guy. He's still talking about Sean Carroll stuff there. Yeah. So is Asmongold officially the biggest streamer in the world? Who was the biggest streamer in the world before him? Would it be like I Show Speed or some shit, or Kai Cenat, or
sitting at a cool 3.55 million subscribers. With every video he uploads, pulling a minimum of 1 million views in about a week or a few days. So he absolutely is not hurting on YouTube either. Asmongold's presence has grown to genuinely unbelievable sizes over the last few months as he's gotten more radically right-wing. And he's now the #1 most watched streamer on Twitch. Yes, he is. He is now the king of Twitch. There are streamers that technically stream less hours and get less views, but if they streamed as many hours as him and kept the same momentum, they would outperform him. But he streams the hours and gets the views necessary to hit that #1 spot. What can I say? Among internet gamers right now, this is the kind of stuff people want to see. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, here's one of his more recent videos. It's called... There we go. It's called Student Attacked for Wearing a MAGA Hat. Let's see if Asmongold makes it about how, oh, these poor Trump supporters, they're so, oh, poor them, oh, they're victims, oh my God, political violence. The left just loves political violence. Let's see. Let's see what kind of commentary has propelled Asmongold to the #1 position on all of Twitch.
After caught on camera attacking an Indian student wearing a MAGA hat?
Pullman is farm country and is home to Washington State University, a campus that's focused on academic excellence and is supposed to be welcoming to diverse values and ideas.
But
so I was walking like this, my head down.
That's why he's watching a TPUSA video, dude. He's literally watching a TPUSA video posted to his subreddit.
Jay Sonny says he never imagined his political leanings would make him a target.
Patrick just...
I could have imagined that.
Just probably hates Trump.
Oh my
After
God,
a long day
dude.
at work, the WSU junior says he got ambushed and jumped by Patrick Mahoney and Gerald Hoff.
Patrick, rip the hat on my...
Like, it's just him sitting there watching conservative propaganda, pretty much. That's it. He just sits there, he watches conservative propaganda, and he doesn't generally have anything to say unless it's meant to be bait that goes viral on Twitter, meant to be as awful as possible, that triggers, like, all the libs on Twitter and gets the conservatives on Twitter rallying behind him. He's found the perfect grift.
For wearing this bright red Trump cap.
He said to me, go get it, bitch. Punched me a bunch of times on the back.
Sonny says they unleashed a vicious beatdown, all caught on surveillance.
Oh, so they have because like I was thinking about like, okay, so like did this shit happen, right? But they got a video of it.
Cameras right in front of the Coug, a popular campus bar packed with students.
Gerald also kicked
was a
me
teacher?
a bunch of times too.
What?
Patrick.
See, this is the thing, is like nowadays, like if a crime happens, there's more angles for it than there were on the fucking, like, this is like a Hollywood movie. Two
He grabbed my
professors?
chest, I slammed it on the concrete as I was falling.
He tried to defend himself.
So I had to go throw my food at his face.
Sonny says 2 against 1 was just unfair.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what the hell just happened?
And the melee left him with multiple scrapes and bruises.
Because of this, yeah.
Pullman police eventually found the pair nearby within hours of the chaos.
I've seen this guy campus before. Okay, I know.
I mean, obviously you shouldn't, like, assault people in public, but still. I mean, this is, it's all meant to be like, boo-hoo, woe is me. Trump supporters are a literally persecuted class. That's what they're trying to push.
Oh, he's like being like right-wing dude.
Mahoney,
I love how, like, he's like trying to explain it as if it makes any sense. It's like, yeah, bro, so I saw this guy, and like his hat, bro, it just made me so fucking mad, man. And I just, dude, because you know how he is, right?
Literally saw red. He thought he was talking to a Reddit mod. This is what it's like living in a blue state.
Pretty much
Reading the
admitted to the
chat.
allegations.
I like grabbed his hat, threw it, and I said like, go get it. We did grab him and bring him to the ground.
But tried to downplay the incident.
I didn't hit him. I don't think I did something illegal, right?
I don't think I did something fucking illegal, right?
He's just right-wing Sniper Wolf at this point. No, Sniper Wolf is way worse than this. Let's not muddy up history, okay? But regardless, he really doesn't have much of value to say. He is purely just playing to an audience of people, and I need to emphasize this so strongly. One of the most fundamental differences I've learned between the left and the right is that people who are progressive have lives. More often than not, they have lives. Most people that are left-leaning have lives. They don't. The ones that don't
Okay.
exist online.
Okay.
Right? And most conservatives don't have lives. They don't have anything
Oh.
interesting going on. Very few do.
Okay.
And so they are very heavy with their online presence.
Interesting.
And this means that if you want to make easy money as like a figure online, pandering to a conservative audience of people that never leave their room and are always on chan boards and forums and live streams is a very effective strategy. The problem is there is not a similar opposite area, even if you're doing like honest content from a progressive perspective. And it's not because left-wing content is bad. It's because people on the left have lives. They go and they go on dates. They hang out with their friends. They don't spend their whole day on the internet watching political content that agrees with them. And that's good, but it's also got the drawback of, you know, people like Asmongold. You know, I see people saying, how is this guy pulling so many views? How is he now the #1 streamer? This guy who used a dead rat as an alarm clock because the smell would wake him up in the morning. How is this guy real? How is he getting so many views? The fact is, it's because he is appealing to an audience of people who have a community online. They have a community, conservatives do, on the internet, and it is massive and strong, and the left doesn't have anything even close to that. That's why someone like Asmongold can get so big and become so rich and so influential.
Now, I'm not going to say that we should send a person like this to El Salvador. But I will say that I would rather a person like this get sent to El Salvador than a random cherry picker that's an undocumented immigrant. I would rather it be him.
Dude, the ultimate centrist. The ultimate centrist. Like, this is what I mean when I say, by the way, that, like, this is the type of centrist opinions that people have, where it's like, this is when I talk about, like, people are going to get frog boiled on things getting crazier. Like, yeah, they're sending immigrants to, and people who aren't even given due process to El Salvador and to Guantanamo. They're just going to talk about it casually, like, don't get sent to Guantanamo, don't get sent to El Salvador. They aren't taking it seriously, and people like Asmongold are chief examples of this. Like, it's just a meme. Politics and life is just a big old meme.
That's just me. Sorry.
Something illegal, right? If someone touching. If someone touching, I don't know what that is, right?
In fact, Mahoney tried to victim blame.
You wanted to fight, he got what's coming
He
to him.
wanted to
The
fight, he
officers
got
did-
what was coming to him, for sure. After you just explained how his hat made you mad. Well, you see, the hat made me mad.
To buy that story and arrested them on the spot.
You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one.
They're now facing 4th-degree misdemeanor assault charges.
See, the thing is that this country, was also built.
It's insane.
Like, the right literally has relatively high production value, like a cops TV show, basically, dedicated to videos of progressives and left-leaning people and Democrats getting arrested for crimes against conservatives. So that, like, they can get together and laugh at liberals getting arrested. Like, they have a basically cops show about that. And that's what we're watching right now. That is what the right has going for them online right now.
So you have white people beating up brown people, again, to, I'm sure, fight against racism. This is so stupid. How does this happen? I know beating people would be illegal if I decided this is some fucking right-winger. Yeah. I hope they go to jail. I do. I would be told, let's let out 2 guys. All right, let's say you're selling weed. You get to go. You get to go. It's not a big deal. Listen, I don't want to pay. Like, that's not, who cares?
The chat's like spamming libtards or whatever if you can't see. This is a good peek into, like, the absolutely nonsense politics of the average gamer bro online. His politics are genuine nonsense. He loves Trump, he loves tech bro oligarchy, but he hates corruption in politics, but he hates that people get arrested for weed and the drug war, but he's also pro-Republican because anti-woke, but he doesn't have any real politics. It's all just meant to pander to what is the popular bandwagon take right now on any given issue.
Like, let's let them out, and we're gonna put these other 2 guys in. Yeah, it's Easter. Yeah, it's Easter. I think this would be a great celebration. Yeah, it's a good trade. Yeah, why not? Swap them out. If the hate crime is punished harshly, why not political violence? I think that violence, so I actually do think this might be controversial with a lot of people, but I do think that in the same way that there's a difference between murder and manslaughter with intent, I do think that hate crime should be criminalized more harshly than a baseline crime, because, like,
his politics make no fucking sense. This is what I mean. Like, it's clear that, like, issues that are somewhat, like, well settled in the cultural zeitgeist, and the left has kind of socially won the marking on the rope of the political tug of war there. He'll generally lean left, so you'll be surprised by some random left-leaning take. But on anything that's considered a current culture war issue, he's just following the bandwagon. And once you look at everything that he says through that lens, it becomes really obvious how correct that is.
there's an additional level of intent that's attached to it. But I also think that those hate crimes should extend to political violence as well. Harsher? Yes, exactly. And so, like, yes, I agree. I think that if you're committing crime and violence in the name of a political goal, that's worse than just committing violence as a baseline.
Star Wars Turtle Conversion for Starfield, just downloaded it. I haven't tried it out, but it looks pretty damn good. I think I've seen like a short, like a YouTube short of it. Yeah, I saw like a YouTube short of it. Actually, I saw something Star Wars related for Starfield. I don't know if it was the total conversion mod, but that'd be cool. I haven't played Starfield in a while. I mean, I kind of just play some of these games just to do something mindless while I'm listening to whatever we're watching here. That's why I'm kind of just like dicking around here in Fallout 76. But yeah, let me know how it is. You know, I haven't modded Starfield at all. The only game I have modded right now is New Vegas. But I wouldn't be opposed to modding Starfield. Actually, you know, it probably needs it. Starfield probably fucking needs the mods, you know. A lot of mods for Starfield and improve it, fix some of the gripes. Yeah, it definitely needs it, yeah.
Why?
It was violent crime.
Well, I mean,
I
That's
don't
cool
know
stuff,
about that. Yeah, wanting to do it makes it different. Yeah, that's terrorism, isn't it? Maybe, right? People call hate crime all the time.
Maybe. Yeah, someone corrects him saying, I think that already is a crime. I think it's called terrorism. When you're trying to, like, when you commit a violent crime for, like, political messaging, that's terrorism. And he says, yeah, maybe, and immediately moves on. This is how he avoids getting called out or corrected on things, by the way. He doesn't really confront when he's wrong. He'll really turtle up when that happens.
I agree with every time that somebody calls it a hate crime. I'm saying that I think it's a good rule to have, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I think that's normal. Like, of course, wow, take a law has been abused before. Okay, well, let's get rid of laws. Well, this is a hate crime towards a belief, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm still against it.
Hate crime against a belief.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's pretty much the same thing.
His fans are brain dead as fuck.
But his prior interactions with Mahoney may have played a role in this assault, since the two are at opposite ends of the political spectrum.
I'm a communist because the system fails people.
Asani is...
It's like a fish that lives in the water that says, man, I'm a bird. No, you're not. You are... How do you think the university gets money? How do you think that you exist in society? It's amazing. Like, how these people think that they're communists and shit. What are you talking about?
A Republican involved.
Is he saying that the students can't be communists because they literally exist in a capitalist society? Is he literally doing that argument? Like, being a communist is an ideology. This is actually one of the frustrating things about this terminology and why it probably needs to be developed more is that to be a capitalist can mean to ideologically agree with capitalism, but it can also mean to be a capitalist, someone who has invested capital into something, some kind of business or whatever, and now, you know, receives a payment back for it, right? Like a business owner. So there's capitalists ideologically, and then there's literal capitalists, right? But there isn't communists ideologically, and then like the occupation of communist, you know what I mean, right? Like, or the role of communist. It doesn't, there's not like a thing on the other side of that, as far as I'm aware. So the terminology probably needs to be developed a little bit more. But no, to be a communist does not mean to literally live in a commune, I guess. I mean, maybe that is what communist originally meant, to live in a commune. But nowadays we typically use capitalist, communist, more or less interchangeably to mean someone's ideology, not the society they live in or the way they interact. Also, you can't be a communist in a capitalist society unless you make a commune out in the woods and live off the land.
Volunteers with conservative groups on campus like Turning Point USA. Can you tell me about Patrick?
It seems like a nice dude.
Mahoney is a WSU graduate student and instructor, teaching a freshman-level political science class.
So let me get this straight. The person who initiated physical violence based off of a political reason is a instructor at the university for freshmen in political science. Now, I want to say that this literally hits every single stereotype and every single fearmonger point that you have. Like, this is a perfect royal flush. It's crazy, and he's a communist.
His beliefs in...
By all accounts, Mahoney...
I need you guys to see the chat. The chat is so brain rot. I need you guys to be able to see his live stream chat right below me here.
Easy, and he's a communist.
His beliefs in...
By all accounts, Mahoney is a notorious far-left activist.
Of course, I'm gonna think you are beyond it.
Someone in the chat said education is a scam. Dude, it's like, this is just the most... What I found is like your Joe Rogans, your Asmongolds, their success is because they're very unimpressive people who, despite the fact they're unimpressive people, they succeed, and their success is self-fulfilling. The more successful they are, the more successful they get. And it feels as though their success opens them up to a fuller understanding of what the bandwagony thing to say or do is, to chase more of that clout and success. It's like an endlessly feeding cycle for people like Joe Rogan and Asmongold, and their primary attraction to most people seems to be how unimpressive they are as people. You know, like Joe Rogan is not particularly smart, neither is Asmongold. You know, they are not qualified in any particular way to talk about these topics. It's just they like that somebody just as dumb as them has become so successful talking about these topics and says the opinions they have. It feels validating to them. Exactly, they put mediocrity on a pedestal. Very good way of putting it, Alexander Wooten.
Who hates conservative values and is a regular at pro-Hamas protests in this.
God, can't we do something about this? We gotta feel like, can we put him in jail or something? Like, see, this is the thing, right? Is like, we already have this jackass in our country, and we have to deal with him because of the freedom of speech, First Amendment. We gotta fucking deal with this asshole, right? This is the whole reason why I was like, we don't need to import more of these retards. We already have enough of these retards here ourselves. We already have enough of these that we can't even deal with the ones that we already have. Please stop bringing in new ones.
City, almost 30,000.
It's actually like wild how much we've gotten to the point now where people just want to ruin families, break up families, lock down our country, and go full isolationist because of videos of people on college campuses. And they're like, we need less of these retards in our country. This is how the Americans who voted for Trump think, and this is how they talk. This is how the normies got radicalized to MAGA. This is how they think now. This is the type of media they consume that got them to this point. And you'll notice the entire fundamental point of all of it is hating the left, that the left is evil, the left is bad. Funnily enough, it's like the left are the new Nazis, right? That's the whole idea. Is like, who's the best, most go-to punching bag in any conversation? Progressives, communists, left-leaning people.
Gazan civilians have been killed.
Recently, he was part of a group pressuring the Pullman City Council to pass a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, but that went nowhere.
To support the revolution. Support the resolution.
Workers everywhere are rising up.
Sani says Mahoney has strong ties to the Democratic Socialists of America, progressive pro-labor groups, and is someone who publicly touts his admiration for the...
Oh, pronouns? Yep. Pink hair?
Who publicly touts his admiration for the Communist Party. Look at the hammer and sickle pin he's wearing in this official school photo.
Mahoney's goal is to turn this country into a communist dictatorship. Or
can we have a system where we take people that are big fans of these other countries and we have like a civilian or a citizen exchange program where we can exchange them for people in other countries that are better Americans? And like, it would be voluntary, right? So like, can we get like an Iranian or somebody
now? So he's pro-immigration, but only if they're conservative.
Like that? Like, I know plenty of great...
An Iranian, by the way. Can we get an Iranian? Can we have a system set up with the country of Iran, a U.S. government in Iran? You know, we just set up a system. We just trade citizens, you know? This is how fucking stupid you have to be the #1 streamer on Twitch. The biggest political commentator on the internet. This is how stupid you have to be. No, Asmongold. For some reason, I have a feeling that Iran and the U.S. would have a hard time sitting at the table to come up with a system like that. You know, just for the sake of you using Iran as an example. I have a feeling.
Iranians, can we just get one of them and bring one of them over here, and then like we can send him over there? Or like Cubans, yeah, like there's a lot of great Cubans. I feel like this is...
Yeah, they just want... Yeah, Cubans are based... Yeah, they just like Cubans because Cubans are so conservative. Let me tell you, I grew up in Florida. A lot of Cubans there. They have great music. They make great food. I love their accents. I hate their politics. Cubans are some of the most reliably Republican voters you will ever find. The closer to having come from Cuba, the more guaranteed. If they're, you know, a few generations in, less likely so. But the boomer Cubans, oh boy, are they right wing. So yeah, a lot of conservatives in the chat, they love the Cubans because bringing in Cuban immigrants would mean a lot more, well, assuming they vote, would mean a lot more conservative votes, or it just means more conservatives in general.
See, we have the gold card, but what about the gold exchange? The North Koreans, yeah, exactly. Like, they don't want them. The funny part is that you're right. None of these other countries would agree to that because they're like, no, you're not going to take our good citizens and replace them with your retards. No, you don't know. You're not going to ship your retards over here. Absolutely not. It's like us shipping like fucking radioactive fucking, you know, depleted uranium over there. Like, no. It's a really good idea. Yeah, I don't know why we can't have a citizen exchange program for this. It'd be a great idea. This is how Australia was started? Well, no. I mean, we weren't really bringing anybody back from there. It's just that they just got dropped off.
It reminds me a lot of 2016 again, where it's all about how, like, you're retarded and you're cringe if you care and you're progressive, you know? Like, it's just funny because, like, we always waver between these two eras, right? Where, the internet's more progressive and people like Asmongold are towing the line of, like, you know, he's not saying retarded or whatever, right? And Then you've got eras like this where like the left are the ultimate punching bag. And you can see he just follows the tide whichever way it may go.
Citizen default, yeah, nobody wants them. You offer like reduced tariffs, it's a 100-to-1 rate, a 2-for-1. So wait, they get 2 of them?
Like his commentary is such nonsense. Like guys, I'm not the only one like who sees this, right? Like there's nothing of value here. It is just bewildering to me that this is what 1 million people in the last week decided to sit down and watch for a whole half hour, dude. 1 million people sat down and watched this in the last 7 days for like a whole half hour, presumably. A fair amount of them.
What's up, Bill?
You know CNN and MSNBC won't report this.
At
The same people who would do
What's
this
up,
are
Bill?
the
How you
same who
doing?
cry about fascism. The irony. A liberal being intolerant, color me surprise. Assaulting someone due to their differing beliefs sounds like a hate crime. Well, there you go, guys. Not a hate crime if you assault a trans person because they're trans, but it is a hate crime if you knock a guy's MAGA hat off or whatever. Oh my god. It's content for low IQ, politically disengaged normies. I know, but it's like, how do we reach these people? How do we reach these people when they want you to just like puke gruel into their ears? Like what do you do, man? What do you do? You know what? If you watch this far into the video, to let me know that you did, I want you to comment down below when this goes out on YouTube. Asmongold,
That's the
wake up.
Asmongold shit.
You can pretend you're the dead rat and you just say,
What's up,
Asmongold,
Seb? I'm
wake
sorry,
up.
I just saw that.
Asmon, wake up.
My kick chat's not like linked to fucking Restream for some reason. I've been having all kinds of technical issues tonight, so it's been Asmongold all night. I've just been watching. There's like Hassan made like 3 videos about him. This is Xandra Hall 1. Is there any more? No, I don't think so. I think we might be out. Oh, an Asmongold video about Elon Musk. Elon Musk calls out the left's political blood sport.
The political blood sport? That's just about right.
Elon, a year ago, right now, you were praised by the media. You were championed by the left. Most people in general had a very positive view of you. And a year later...
No, not a year.
Changed?
Yeah, it's changed a little. What? So tell me what the last year has been like for you.
Well, it's not been boring, that's for sure. An eventful year, to say the least. At least I didn't get shot, you know.
Yeah?
Look on the bright side. But we have had people shoot up Tesla stores and burn down Tesla cars. I wasn't expecting that level of violence, really. I mean, there's obviously been attempts to sort of boycott Tesla and other companies and basically put whatever pressure they possibly...
Again. It's the usual suspects.
Put whatever pressure they possibly can on me and
it's crazy, right?
Tesla and just
What are the
other
odds?
companies. And I guess that's what happens when you go after waste and fraud, because the people that are receiving the billions of dollars of waste and fraud want to keep receiving it.
I bet they do.
The people doing the bad things want to keep getting the money. And you're necessarily dealing with an unsavory group that is, since they're doing illegal things already and we're stopping them from doing illegal things, obviously they're going to do bad things to me and to my companies.
Well, it would make sense if they're committing illegal acts just on their own. If you try to stop them, it would be logical for them to respond by doing illegal acts also. Of course.
Inevitable, I think.
Yeah, duh.
Do you regret doing what you've been doing? Do you regret coming out and supporting President Trump?
Yes, no.
I hope not.
Cut that part.
I hope not.
No, I think it was essential for President Trump to win to ensure that America remained great, and that we reached greater heights. Really, some very basic things need to happen. We need to have, obviously, a secure border. We need to have safe cities. We need to have sensible spending. I think if President Trump had not won, I think the Democrat campaign to import vast numbers of illegal voters would have succeeded. And they would have naturalized vast numbers of illegals during...
That's actually a good point. Is that like at a certain point, if you just do enough, if you bring in enough people and then hope that they vote for you, Biden, please let us in. I mean, I'm assuming this is a real photo and it's not AI. I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but not for me. Let us in. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly.
The sort of Kamala regime. And they would have turned America into a one-party state from which we could never escape. Some people out there may be somewhat skeptical. They may think, well, that there isn't some Democrat plan to subvert democracy and achieve a permanent one-party, deep blue socialist state. And I assure you, the more you research it, the more you will see it is true. Biden was simply asleep at the switch. He was ineffective regarding illegal immigration. No, he was highly effective at ushering in millions of illegal
Yeah,
immigrants.
he let it happen. That's the thing. He let it happen the whole time.
With a specific game plan to naturalize them and ensure that there would be no swing states in America anymore. Often the margin of victory, there will be 20 or 30,000 votes. So if you bring in 200,000 illegals, which will overwhelmingly vote for the Democrats, then that swing state becomes permanently blue.
Of course. I mean, and this is another thing. This is one of the reasons why I think we need more scammers in government, is because anybody who's a scammer would know this. Of course you would do this. Absolutely.
Then you have the House, the Senate, the presidency.
When did Elon Musk finally say, you know what, I feel like something is really grossly wrong with what's going on in this country?
Well, I started having concerns about 3 years ago, but they were sort of, I just had like an uneasy feeling.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
Something doesn't feel right here. The censorship was becoming...
How's it debatable? I don't see any counter. The only counters that people like this have is emotional manipulation. Like, as soon as you stop playing the game of emotional manipulation, everything here falls apart.
Ridiculous. Like I could...
The
like,
entire thing.
I had the most interacted with account on Twitter before the acquisition. So I was very finely attuned to what the algorithm was showing me or not showing me, and who got suspended or didn't get suspended. Twitter was being run at a very far left basis. When I felt the censorship walls closing in, I was like, okay, I got to do something, and the thing I can do is acquire Twitter and make it a bastion of free speech.
Elon absolutely did pull a 100% gamer move by buying Twitter. I actually think that him buying Twitter was like a watershed moment for free speech and for the entire movement against this type of thinking. It was gigantic. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. It broke the dam. Then now you're seeing all the other social media companies that are following suit. It was the thing.
And that's what we're trying to do with Twitter.
It's worse than
no one on the
Blue
left
Sky,
has been suspended, but we did unsuspend people on the right, and let the marketplace of ideas win. And then
Yeah, because people couldn't express themselves and they couldn't disagree with things. That's why left-wing opinions were so popular on Twitter. It's because you had to have them.
once we unlocked Twitter from being censored, then we started to see what was really going on. And I became increasingly concerned. I'm like, wait a second, I'm seeing...
But he's banning everyone who criticizes him? That's not free speech? Are you being serious? Do you really think that Elon Musk is banning everybody who criticizes him? Some of them, yes. Like who? Who got banned? Who wasn't? You know, maybe one person did get banned. Maybe it did happen. I don't have any evidence of it, but like even if I would easily concede maybe one person got banned. Wouldn't have a single example. He banned some journalists. I don't know the name. I'm from Europe. Okay. Okay. Right.
Videos of people streaming across the border on Twitter, now X.
I know for a few more. I don't know the politician's name.
I wonder if the Democrats turning Elon into an enemy will be held as one of the dumbest political decisions in human history. Maybe. I'd probably say more. I think Joe Rogan would probably be public enemy #1 for that kind of thing. Democrats turning Joe Rogan into an enemy. That's the dumbest political that is, no, yeah. Elon's probably #2. Joe Rogan is #1. Hands down, dude. Name me one person. Maybe Elon. I don't know. Elon's probably the only person that can come close. But I think, like, you know, the turning your back on Joe Rogan is the worst, the dumbest fucking political thing that ever happened to the Democrats. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't know their name because it didn't happen.
And I was like, is this real? So I said, well, you know, I'll go to the border myself. So I went to Eagle Pass, Texas. And sure enough, people streaming across the border. And I was like, so is there any vetting of these people? Like, no, the Biden administration is letting them all
So this
in.
is 2023?
And I said, well, but some of these people clearly have criminal affiliations. Like, they literally have the criminal affiliation tattooed on their face. The left is...
Face tattoos that they're in a gang and they're just letting them in.
Kind to the criminals.
Oh my God.
And cruel to the victims, which is not.
Yeah, this is the inversion of empathy that hurts so many people. It's this idea that you have to be empathetic to these people that are violent, dangerous people. But the problem is that the cost of that empathy is the safety and well-being of good, innocent people.
Well, which is not empathy At the end of the day, if you're a high trust society,
It's not empathy. The reason why these people do it is so they can feel good about themselves. They have no problem sacrificing you or your family to having to deal with like an illegal immigrant gang if they can feel good about themselves for how they voted, so they can feel like they deserve and they're a good person while they're driving around in their $100,000 car drinking Starbucks. It's purely self-serving. Yeah, it's totally self-serving. That's it.
and you bring in low trust or untrustworthy individuals, that's now you've got a fundamental breakdown in the system.
Recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster.
So it sounds like for you, you went through these moments of actually seeing things firsthand for yourself. So you had these moments leading up to really coming out on the stage.
What matters is appearances. Yeah, it's all about appearances. That's the only thing it's about.
We're in Butler, Pennsylvania with President Trump.
You just can't have a country like this. I supported Obama. I gave the maximum donation to Obama. Actually, we had a pretty good relationship. When Biden was elected out, I guess most moderates that I knew, they thought it would be
more Obama,
like a milk toast version of Obama.
Yeah.
And then it's like we get the most radical left, crazy administration ever. With and Biden is actually non-compos mentis. President Autopen, basically. Biden was.
Well, it's obvious he was fucking retarded. Bro, he was mentally AFK for the whole thing. It was obvious. Anybody could see that.
President Autopen. Whoever controlled the Autopen, the teleprompter during the Biden administration, was the real president. If a reasonable person who's open-minded was exposed to the same information that I was exposed
and it's like
to.
we've had a puppet president before, right? I mean, we had like Eleanor Roosevelt was like basically the president for a while. But like that was fine because it was Eleanor Roosevelt. The issue isn't that we had a puppet president, it's that the people holding the puppet strings were also retarded.
They would end up at the same place that I ended up.
You grew up in South Africa. You lived during a period of apartheid. I'm sure you've seen a lot of horrific things. So to be called a Nazi by people, to be made out to be this monster, that must be really hard for you.
It's a relentless propaganda campaign, which obviously President Trump has experienced for a very long time, 20 years, maybe longer. And politics is a blood sport. So they're gonna...
It is what it is.
Come up with whatever attacks they can to destroy the public perception of someone.
Of course. They're just roaches. That's what they do.
Now, obviously, I've not harmed anyone in my life. They've also called President Trump a Nazi, but he also is not a violent person, and in fact has done a lot to prevent wars and stop wars, which is the very opposite of being a Nazi, actually.
Right. Ironic how that works out.
Yes.
Whenever I hear somebody call something like this is a Nazi thing or whatever, it's like an immediate indication to me, oh no, we're dealing with a retard. Oh shit. Oh God.
But
yeah,
it
just
is
throw it away.
disappointing
The
how-
moment that somebody invokes Nazi Germany, Hitler, or anything related to that, just immediately discard everything else they're going to say. It's not worth anything.
All propaganda works.
Yeah.
If you repeat
Instant
a lie,
disqualifier.
the sort of he's a Nazi lie enough times, some people actually believe it.
At Hitler.
Especially people that still believe the legacy news. But they really are trying every angle to...
Well, and that's the reason why it's a bunch of stupid old people that are out there that are protesting against Tesla. It's because they believe the legacy news and they think that Elon and Trump are Nazis and they're going to try to make everybody, like a slave or something. That's the reason why it's all old people. It's because they don't understand computers or technology. Trump says everything's computer and they say, oh no, that's the last thing I want. And then they hear all this shit. Yeah, that's what it is.
To get me. They are doing character assassination.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
It shows that if what we were doing at Doge was not effective, they wouldn't care. But it is effective.
That's true. That's a good point.
And that's why they're trying every angle to put pressure on me and Doge to stop fixing the government.
Talk about your relationship with President Trump. You came to D.C. People immediately said, oh, wait, Elon Musk is in charge of things.
They only said that in order to create division between Elon Musk and Trump because they thought that they could weaponize the two guys' ego against each other and effectively subvert the entire country, which is...
I agree that one's smart, but Joe Rogan's dumb errors are legion compared to Elon's. Joe Rogan's only going to come at you with some jokes and some hunting bow. Elon's the most sophisticated communications network in human history. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it that way. That's a good point, XN. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm probably just coming from an electoral perspective, but from a... Yeah, that makes sense.
Is, in my opinion, if you think about that, you're actively trying to create chaos in the country over a political reason. I mean, even when Biden was the president, I supported Biden as the president. Like, you don't want the president to fail, and you don't want things to collapse. but I don't know what to say. Yeah, how dare I call Elon? How dare I call a Nazi salute? Elon did a Nazi salute. I just think that it's so intellectually dishonest, the entire thing about it. You really think that Elon Musk is a legitimate Nazi because he made a hand signal? It's retarded. It's retarded. It's not even worth taking seriously for 3 seconds.
Here, very clearly, President Trump is.
I do consider the president a friend. I think he considers me a friend, and we get along very well. I think probably if you asked us both the same set of questions in 2 different rooms, 80% of the time we'd come up with the same answer. Which is not to say that we always agree, but we almost always agree. Getting rid of waste and fraud in the government, and ensuring the rule of law is followed. We've seen just crazy things.
If it's a hand signal, why don't you do it now? I understand that you think that is a clever way of responding, but I'm going to counter that with this. There are often times where people slur their words, and in slurring their words, they say something that sounds almost like the N-word. Do you think that it would be appropriate for me to repeat that slur in a way that makes it sound like it's the N-word? You're conflating speech with a physical action. If you believe what is and isn't what we think it is, why don't you just do it now? So you didn't answer my question. Why would I repeat something that I know would be interpreted as a Nazi salute? In the same way that why would I repeat something that sounds like the N-word? Why would I do that? I can understand a mistake, sure. And also speech, both of these things are just actions. You won't do it because it's a Nazi salute. It's pretty straightforward. Do you think that I would repeat do you think that I would repeat the way that a person slurred their words and it sounded like the N-word? Do you think that I would repeat that? Just answer the question. It's a very simple question. No, because you know it's the N-word. It's the same reason why you don't do the salute. So if I know it's the N-word, do you think that people should get banned for slurring their words? You're on timed out. Do you think people should get banned for slurring their words and accidentally saying the N-word? Or saying something that sounds just like the N-word? Do you think they should get banned for that? You're currently, yes or no? A clear action has, so you're saying the N-word doesn't have historical context? Let me repeat my question. Maybe you didn't hear it. Do you think somebody who slurs their words and accidentally says something that sounds exactly like the N-word should be banned as if they said the N-word? It's very simple, yes or no. You better not be typing out sentences. Please do not be typing out sentences. What's the context of the slurring? Ian's action clearly was a Nazi salute. It wasn't a random arm movement. Yeah, and somebody's words could clearly be the N-word if they are slurred in a certain way. There's a lot of different two words you can put together that would sound like the N-word. Like the word knee and then something else. It's like 50 of them. I can think of like 10 immediately. Should somebody be banned for slurring their words and saying something that sounds identical to the N-word? Very simple question.
I had a fucking, for the people that were here the other night when me and Casey were talking, and I was going like through these random notes that I have of just like random thoughts to see, to just kind of like, spark conversation. One of the notes that I have in there that I actually didn't bring up. I would have, but we ran out of time. But I'm curious to know what you guys would do. I agree. Have Kanye back to the White House. Here's one of these thoughts. All right. If you met somebody and their name was N-word hard R, would you call them by their name? Would you call them by their name? If somebody's name was a hard R N-bomb, would you call them by their name?
So do the action if it's innocent. Why don't you do it? It's very simple. So did you know that Steve Bannon also did the Nazi salute as well? The Elon, like my heart goes out to you salute. Did you see me defend Steve Bannon? No, I didn't. I didn't defend Steve Bannon because Steve Bannon did it consciously and he did it on purpose. The only reason I'm defending Elon is because I don't think that it was intentional and I don't think that it was done with the intent of it being a Nazi salute. The reason why you won't answer my question is that you know that it's an absolutely ridiculous conclusion to come to, that somebody who slurs their words should be banned as if they said the N-word. But in concluding that and conceding that fact, you would have to acknowledge that intent matters. And if the intent matters in slurring your words, then the intent would also matter in doing the salute. And if the intent mattered with doing the salute, me doing the salute to mimic Elon would be in the context of it being a Nazi salute, whereas Elon doing the salute would not be in the context of it being a Nazi salute. It would just be him making a mistake. So this is the reason why you're not answering the question. You're not stupid. You're just disingenuous. That's why I asked you this. That's why you won't answer the question, is because it exposes your thinking. It's just stupid. It's sad to see.
Need Dave Sheldon to make the soft R and the hard R versions in his pronouns. Yeah.
Well, it's time explaining it to a dumb chatter because I thought it was a good opportunity to talk about it. Yeah, it was a good opportunity because I hear that statement said a lot, and I thought it was a good opportunity to talk about the topic. Yeah, that's the reason why. It's a teaching moment, exactly. Isn't there a 2-minute long video of Democrats doing the same hand motion? Yeah, no, it's longer than 2 minutes though. But you can see, and this is the reason why I don't debate people and do this stuff. It's because most people do not engage in honest conversation. That's the reason why. They're liars. They're disingenuous liars because they're afraid of the truth.
It's like the 20 million dead people in the Social Security database mocked as alive, many of whom were receiving benefits. One person was 360 years old.
Wow, older than the country.
You'd think that would be a bit of a red flag, you know? They're older than America. You know, we found people receiving unemployment insurance with a birth date in the future. We found at the Small Business Administration that they're giving out loans to people as young as 9 months. So we're stopping things like that. We've actually found there's a lot of people who are federal government employees, they're active employees who nonetheless applied for and have received unemployment insurance.
Oh yeah, this was actually common practice at the IRS. Is people that worked seasonally would try to get unemployment while they were working there. Yeah.
While they're federal employees.
What? Yeah. Yep. It wasn't a big thing in my department, but it was in my dad's. And especially whenever they weren't working because it was a seasonal job.
Yes.
Wow.
And this appears to be at least 100,000 people.
Wow. We know that you're finding all of this, but you're actually also simultaneously running several companies. What else are you doing, and how are you doing it, and where are you doing it? Are you sleeping? Are you traveling all the time?
This is a very difficult. That's why I made that sort of I'm wearing many hats joke. The cabinet was given the Gulf of America hat, I believe it was. So you see all the hats there, and then I happen to have a Doge hat.
Gulf of America hat too.
I'll put a hat on a hat and prove to people that I'm wearing more than.
You really are.
I am wearing more than one hat. Even my hat has a hat. So it requires intense effort for, like I said, for about 3 months, which we're kind of at the 3-month point now, and then I can taper my time allocation, but still get things done. So. And I've talked this over with the president, so this is no surprise. Or if
anyone knows about multitasking and getting a lot done, it's him.
Absolutely, he's very good at multitasking and getting a lot done in many different arenas. I also still have my little office, my cute little office in the West Wing, by the way. It's like comically small. People have taken photos of it and stuff.
That's fine. I'm surprised there's not more drinks on the desk. That's the only thing, like, because like the thing is for me, like this is one. I don't know why Elon doesn't have this set up. Like you got to get like another table right here, so you can put all the drinks on this table. You don't have to get up as much, and that way you don't have them getting in the way of the monitor. Like I got that L-shaped desk, bro. That shit changed my life.
But I wanted it to be tiny, and even this office I use, but it's also used for meetings and stuff. So I try not to, use up a lot of space. In fact, I usually don't even have at my companies. I don't even have an office. I just walk around, talk to people, and have meetings.
That's how you know what's going on.
Yes, that's how you know what's going on.
Now, very famously, there was a story about you when you first came to DC that you slept on a couch in your office. This is where the richest man in the world slept.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Why did you do that?
Yeah, I agree with that too, XN. I'm fully remote, and I've been fully remote for 4 years, almost 4 years now. And it's awesome. I literally just roll out of bed and just like fucking work all day in my underwear. It's fucking amazing. I don't know. I mean, I do fucking wonder what the future of commercial real estate's going to be in some of the larger cities in the country. If we're, I mean, I don't care that the buildings aren't occupied. What I care is that fucking, banks have some of these properties fucking in their portfolios, and they're not making money, and I don't know what they're going to do with them. Or even landlords, whoever owns these buildings, they're going to get fucked at some point if they haven't already. But I don't know. I mean, I think we're at a point now where we're at least minimally at a hybrid, Like, for example, like I'm fully remote here in San Antonio, but we also work with people in Ohio. And the people in Ohio, they have to work directly with the government. And at first, I want to say like it's about 6 months ago, they went to a hybrid schedule where it was like Monday and Friday they would work from home, and Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday they'd be in the office. And now the government counterparts are obviously in the office full time. And nobody at our company has said anything yet about return to office. So, but yeah, I don't know. I really, really enjoy. More to the point, Elon works remote. That's true. That's true. He is his own office. You know, wherever he goes, he's his own office basically.
Well, I didn't really have a good place to stay at the time.
Wow, how long did you do that?
For off and on for a few weeks.
That's incredible.
Honestly, I don't know how he did that shit. Like, bro, like if I sleep on a leather couch, I sweat like crazy. Like, you have to put like a blanket under it. Like, cause that's the thing. Cause I think about that and I'm like, yeah, it's like it's sticky and shit, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe he likes it. I don't know.
No worse places to sleep.
It's nasty, bro. Like, yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
So yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like, thank fucking God. Like, I really hope that they do prosecute a lot of those people. That's what I'm waiting on. Like, until we get the prosecutions, I'm like kind of lukewarm about a lot of this stuff. Like, I've definitely like it's important to get rid of the money, but like the thing is that if you really want to make a a tangible impact, you have to hold people accountable. And when you hold people accountable, then other people are like, oh shit, like I don't want to do that now, right? Yeah, he hired a Chinese guy to sleep on the couch so he could play PoE 2. That must be it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
That was weird.
But,
he actually messaged me the other day. He was like, what?
Destiny's latest abuse victim. Oh, this is only like 8 minutes long. Let me see. Let's see who Rapestany is has taken on board now.
Yes, and I was like, what? He's like, did Abby ever show you or tell you that? Hold on, what did he say? I was like, where the f coming from? So now I'm just hearing this and it's starting to make sense. He said, did Abby ever show or send you any videos of us hooking up? And I was like, what? No. What the? Now I'm getting where it's coming from.
Very interesting.
Did I just leak? Ooh, poggers? Wait, am I in a leak?
Possibly.
Holy sh.
Possibly.
Poggers.
So
I'm involved.
Anyway. What's up, Wes? How's it going? How you doing? I'm not on Twitch tonight. I'm just on Kick alone.
In Christ, what the f is good?
You are so quiet right now. You are so quiet. Hold
Hello?
on. Is this me?
Does this work?
That's much better.
I put that in my throat.
Thank you.
What the f is popping?
Yeah, I just heard. So we read some documents, and basically Abby was like, "Yeah, Destiny sent me this video. I got evidence of this, and also, what else was there? Oh, also Destiny sent videos non-consensually of her too, or that was the allegation, her like testimony or whatever."
Wait, that was a terrible explanation. Say it again, you spag.
Okay, yourself. But listen, Pixie has her case going against Destiny. Pixie just filed some response today. It included an affidavit from Abby MC, Abby whatever, Abby MC was the name online, okay? On Discord and other social media platforms. On September 3rd, 2023, Destiny flew me to Miami to meet in person, and I stayed at his residence in Miami for 2 nights. On or about November 3rd, 2023, Destiny shared through a Google Drive link a explicit video that included himself and another streamer, Pixie, the plaintiff in this action. I recognized Pixie in the video because I had seen her post on Instagram and had seen her on Destiny's live streams and on her own live streams. I'll just say, don't give any details about her identity on here, thank you. But so Abby had an affidavit. The affidavit says, Destiny flew me out. I met Destiny this day, March 2023 or something. Flew me out in September 2023. Then in November 2023, sent me this video, Pixie. And then I think there's the audio of Cherry as well got sent to her or something. She's like testifying to this. She says she has records, as in she told a friend about these things happening, and she has those messages saved. So she has like some evidence that this happened. All right. This basically makes a big difference for Destiny because the only proof out there for Destiny, out there, by the way, I wonder if this is why he was so pissed at you and anything else when you're bringing this up. But anyway, sorry.
This was before, right?
It was before, but I'm guessing
then?
that I'm guessing he knew that he had done some shit here he shouldn't have done, and he didn't want attention.
Oh yeah,
drawn
he
to
didn't
it.
want to talk about her for some reason.
Yeah,
that was weird.
But,
he actually messaged me the other day. He was like, "Wes," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Did Abby ever show you or tell you that?" Hold on, what did he say? I was like, "Where the f is this coming from?" So now I'm just hearing this, and it's starting to make sense. He said, "Did Abby ever show or send you any videos of us hooking up?" And I was like, "What? No. What the? Where does this come from?" Now I'm getting where it's coming from.
Yeah, except that would have been way before
That's really interesting. That would have been way before this got filed. This got filed like last night. So somehow
That's
he
just
knew
2
that.
days ago.
Yeah, somehow he knew that before it was even filed. Very
Ooh,
interesting.
did I just leak? Ooh, poggers? Wait, am I in a leak?
Possibly. Possibly.
Holy shit.
Possibly.
Poggers.
So
I'm involved.
Anyway. Okay, so what happened? So she testified to all of this, and then at the very end of her testimony, she says, also, I've become aware that Destiny sent a video of me non-consensually as well. Now I don't know how to go through that. Like I don't know what there is true, but it is an affidavit. Like it was under penalty of perjury. Like she would be in trouble if she was just lying about this, right?
She's also a crack, so it's like that doesn't really stand much.
You can
Pixie
violate the consent
offered a
of
couple-
people who are crazy.
Pixie
I
offered
don't know if
like
you know this.
a gram of marijuana to say whatever the you wanted her to say. To be
Sure.
honest. That is
Yeah,
kinda
I mean,
retarded.
people who are crazy could have their consent violated. And by the way, the thing that's supporting here is basically the idea that Destiny sent the Pixie video to her. That's like illegal, right? That's he could be sued for that. And that's the exact same thing Pixie is suing him for. So it's like literally proof of that. And she seems to have some other messages that show that she's like that she's proven that. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. I was just curious. I don't know why I had to come in here for all this, but yeah, it's 11 a.m. in the morning and I woke up after 3 hours of sleep because the exterminators are coming in, so I'm not really in perfect stream mode. I'm a little cooked.
Okay. All right.
At least Kelly's
That's
okay.
okay.
Though. Can that die already? Can I get a 1, 2, 3 in the chat? Inshallah.
No, we're big Kelly fans here.
I don't care. F you, f everyone. If
Kelly
there's
fans.
one hater
Big
of
Kelly
Kelly
fans.
left on the earth,
Yeah,
I
we
will
know,
be that
we know.
one person. Stand hard. Stand strong.
She's
stand
way
tall,
more
brothers.
spiteful than you. You realize you'll lose that fight in the end, right?
You realize I'll for a giggle. I'm extremely wealthy.
Yeah.
human
Okay, go
being
find Kelly then. Go pull up.
Know what I mean?
Go pull up, loser.
If I-
Go pull
if she
up.
pisses me off enough, I'll dox her
Go pull up.
with a
Go pull up,
gun to her
loser.
head.
Go pull
Okay,
up.
I'm
Go
just
pull
kidding.
up.
I'm just
Go pull up. Jesus, yeah, you're going way over the line right now. Holy fuck. That guy's channel
Oh,
is
you
West,
can't
by the way.
make
By the
jokes
way.
anymore.
If
You
this
can't
gets
joke,
put, if
you'll
this gets
kill
put
a
on some
human
kick moderation thing, that guy has his own channel.
kick
I
moderation.
disavow
can't
everything
talk
he
about
just
killing
said.
a human for a bit.
I disavow literally everything he just said.
I said too, but just let it be known, I'm the new Pablo Escobar of Asia. All right?
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah.
I'm the realest YN. By the way, my name is kick.com/JSTLK. I support and avow.
It would be faster to list the Middle Eastern terrorist organizations I do not support.
Oh, interesting. Wow, the lies are
Apparently-
growing.
Apparently, Darius is watching. Is Darius
Yeah,
watching
he
right
asked me to come
now?
on, and I woke up to his message. He was like, "Yo, come talk to Abby about Abby with me." And I was like, "I just woke up. I'm exhausted." So I came in here and asked, and you said, "Gee, get in." So now he probably thinks I'm being like, "What the?"
Hold on.
He probably thinks I'm sliding him or something.
I'm gonna be a complete ass right now. I think he's. I don't know if he's watching.
No, he's not.
Maybe
He's
this is
looking at
bad.
that.
Maybe this is very rude. For me. Hold on. What is this?
Pop up.
What is this?
This is great.
This is some crazy. This is some crazy. That's some crazy right there. That's some crazy shit.
Can I replay this?
Replay. Hold on. Join the presentation. Am I presenting? I'm not presenting. Let me present.
Sorry. Hold on. Wait.
No, I wasn't even presenting. We replay it.
Wow, you're a piece of shit, I guess. That's cool. Someone told me that there's actually be the and I haven't seen the video.
I'm so tired of your fucking shit.
I mean, it's not really shocking that he's like physically abusive. We watched him like kick her in the chest in Japan. Did you see those clips?
Yeah, that wasn't a fucking abuse. This one, it's hard to tell what's actually going on.
Women are quitting their careers to do porn. Would you consider that to be a good thing or bad?
Know how true a lot of those stories are, to be honest.
There was one story a few months ago, when was a nurse, but she does like $3,000 or $4,000 a month on OnlyFans, so she quit her job.
I would argue that we've removed a lot of the social training wheels that kept women in line. The problem is that we really don't shame women for being hoes. We have a very gynocentric society that really allows women to behave poorly with zero consequence. I'm very anti-porn. I think it's toxic. I think it's extremely problematic, especially nowadays where it's extremely influential. You got women running around saying, I'm going to bang 100 dudes in a day, 1,000 dudes in a day. That sets a very...
Yeah, what's up with this fucking, what is it, Bonnie Blue and all these other people? Oh, I'm gonna bang 100 dudes today. Imagine that. Imagine that. I'm gonna bang 1,000 dudes. Didn't Bonnie Blue do like 1,057 or something like that? Imagine just waking up one day and be like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking bang 1,000 dudes. It's fucking gross, bro. That's like multiple lifetimes of bodies. Multiple lifetimes of bodies in one day. Oh. All right, I gotta go. It's 3 a.m. You know, sorry for like a lackluster stream here, but it's a weird Wednesday stream, so But thank you, Nader. Thank you, Onion, XMV, Shang, Bill, and Stop Animal, Corwin. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm not going to rate anybody. I'm just going to head out. But will I be on tomorrow? No hockey tomorrow, so I should be on tomorrow. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night or morning, whatever you got going on. Peace.